Figure we'll start with Warcraft. If anybody wants to join me in Overwatch soon, I would encourage you. If anybody wants to join me in StarCraft 2, that'd be awesome. If anyone wants to join me in Heroes of the Storm, that would be awesome too. But I figured I'd give you guys some warning, and you could, join me with those. So you have time. Basically, what I'm saying is you have time if you want to join me in any of those 3 games to update the games right now. To join me in StarCraft 2, that'd be awesome. Shut up! Shut up! There we go. Shut up, past me! Alright, so the first thing I want to show off is something I don't know if it will work. So here's hoping. This may not work. But if it does, that would be cool. I guess I could just use paste to do this. Where's paste? Where's paste? Yeah, fine. SDF. Oh, that's right. This will be interesting. That's weird, Darkrai. Also, see you around, Drakentar. Ignore my awesome mount. It's awesome. Oh, there it is. It's way up there. Now, I don't actually know if this will work. If this does, this will be kind of cool. If it doesn't, then whatever. So, I literally cannot test this without being further unable to do it. It's a one-time only thing, so that's why we're kind of testing this live. Plus, it gives you guys more chance to get settled in for Overwatch or whatever. What red, Krenzler? Oh, you mean on the map? Let's actually do this. Let's make this quick and easy, shall we? Also, I'd just like to say Legion is still amazing. I have not yet gotten tired or bored or anything. I don't have that much time to play, admittedly. That might be part of it. But, yeah. Why not, Psychotic? Imagine actually being on this thing. Whoa, whoa. She's going up and down like 2 or 3 feet every swoosh there. I don't know, Corellis. I can't say. I do find something simultaneously frustrating, and yet at the same time, I actually like it. The fact that LFR is kind of useless for me. If you don't understand what I mean by that, I literally gain no benefit from doing LFR right now, other than story, of course. So, as opposed to every previous expansion which has had LFR, I do LFR once, and then I walk away from it, because I have no more reason to do it. Only Warrior Salty, which is terrible. The Warrior is garbage. I've actually went on a massive rant and actually enumerated all my problems with the Warrior story arc. It's gutter trash. Correct, Venters. My overall item level is 845, and the smallest item level I have is 840. So In short, I can't really gain benefit from 835 gear. If it upgrades, it might be better. It can go up to 845 total. So there's like 2 slots I have that I might get an upgrade from LFR. But overall, it's not worth the effort. I can get better gear in Mythic dungeons. So, like I said, on the one hand, that was a little frustrating, but then I started thinking about it, and from a designer perspective, I actually prefer that. Because the point is, LFR is no longer the only way to progress gear-wise. That's why I did LFR so much in Pandaria and Warlords, because it was the only way to progress my gear. I have many other options to progress my gear in Legion, and I prefer them. So I can basically ignore LFR, which is what I intend to do. Like I said, I'll do it once for the story. Whoops, I went too far, Hopefully there'll be voice acting here. We'll find out in a moment. There he is. Damn, no voice acting. See the spirits writhe and twist, the numberless shades forsaken by time. The dead always outnumber the living, and always will. So, some people have looked at this like, is that Arthas? Is that the essence of the Lich King? No, I just felt like streaming something in Overwatch anyways, and I decided to turn it into streaming little tidbits from each game I wanted to show off, Dakota. So yeah, the only way that that shows up is if you happen to be a Frost DK with the Blades of the Fallen Prince on you. For those of you not aware, these are the Blades of the Fallen Prince. These are actually forged from pieces of Frostmourne and a few other things, bits of Icecrown and a couple other things. So, lots and lots of theory crafting has been cycling around as to who exactly that is and what exactly is the meaning of some of his things. But there's a few other tidbits he shares. Now, this is going to be a little difficult to get to all of them, but I'm going to go ahead and try. See, the reason is my Death Knight is only 102. I have only gotten one character to 110. I find leveling alts, for some reason, is very aggravating in this expansion. I'm not sure why. Although leveling as a tank is funner than it's ever been. So I realized that on my Druid, so I stopped being balanced and started being bear. And I've suddenly having fun again on my Druid. That's why you have some time warning, Dakota. Where is this? Oh, it's up there. I need to go this way, don't I? Yes, scumbag! Welcome to the new Dragon Age. Dragon Age of Warcraft. That's a interesting reason to stop playing. Actually, this won't work, will it? I need to go that way. Damn it. Ah! Or I could just fall. That's cool, too. No, the artifact power isn't a big problem. There's already pieces in place that are pretty obvious to prevent catch-up mechanics. There's already significant catch-up mechanics in the game to help alts catch up artifact power. It's the leveling that I have a problem with. It's getting to 110. Now, for those of you not aware, the requirements for opening world quests is going to be made account-wide. I don't know if that's happened already or if it's happening at 7.1. I think it's happening at 7.1, which means in about a week and 2 days. So in about a week and 2 days, if you've gotten to 110 once, then all your other characters will have world quests opened the moment you hit 110, which is nice. Also, fun fact, I am only missing one thing from in order to access my first level of pathfinding, which, if you're curious, is the completing the Suramar quest chain. The step I'm stuck at is doing one of the mythic Suramar dungeons. I forget which. The one I didn't do. Okay, yeah, now I'm going the right way. I don't think I can even see them on this character. Which one's the one at the Sanctum of Order? Because that's the one I have done. I don't know, Venters. Legitimately. I'm not even sure if the Frost DK, a hidden appearance, has been unveiled yet. Court of the Stars, is that the other one? Because there's the Archway and there's the Court of the Stars. And I've done one of them, and I have not done the other one. I did the one where the last boss is... He's like, ah, I'm this big bastard. I will cast you into time at the 50% part, and he throws you into some other part of the dungeon. You gotta catch him in 2 minutes or you die. That's the one I did. There he is again. Let me just say, as an aside, I really love the new filters they come out with for the game. The Lich King there looks awesome in that sort of pseudo-spirit form. Just, seriously. Anyways, let's see what he has to say here. The darkness does not die, dying scream. Rage against the nightmare, struggle as you will. The infinite dark is patient. We will all be claimed in the end. Correct, Draculus. I am stuck needing Court of Stars. I am really looking forward to Karazhan, but I don't actually have a regular mythic group, which is one of the problems. I have about 3 or 4 people, and then we pug. And those pugs are very puggy, very random as to whether or not they're good. So, I'm sorry, I'm so used to being on a one-ted, I was just thinking, where's my whistle? I need to hit my whistle so I can get to the nearest flight path. Oh, actually, what I need to do is this. I just realized. Probably Little Billy? I don't know. Okay, so I need Mountain Stormheim. That one looks like it's on Thunder Totem. That one's going to be a little tricky to get to. We may have to cheat to get to that one. It's okay, I know how to do that. Let's get to Thunder Totem first. By the way, I have very high praise of Legion, but they've done a couple things wrong. And this is the first thing they've done right here. Do you see my walking speed? Because it's walking speed, and it shouldn't be. This is Acheris. I should have epic walking speed. Epic running speed, basically. If you don't know what I mean, don't stress it, but I bet some of you do. Nah, sure. Yes, I can mount. Whoop-de-crap. I should be able to run around at epic mount speed without having to be on my mount. It's a flaw. Negative. Hey, Sonashi. Dominion of Acheris, that's it. Another cool mount. I actually do have a couple of complaints about Legion in general. I've been entertaining myself by making a mental list of things that I would change to, that I would add to the game, basically, as part of... Pax and I have been doing this, too. Imagine for a moment if WoW... if Blizzard, excuse me, hired a team of people, just not even a big team, just, you know, small little team of people whose only job is to go back and fix, edit, change, and otherwise polish older stuff, right? You want to hear one of the things we came up with? Dominion of Acheris for old dungeons and raids. In other words, let's say you get the achievement, and it's easy to track too. All you need is the achievement. So let's say, for example, you have the achievement for... I don't know. Give me a moment. There we go. You have the achievement for Ruins of Ahn'Qiraj. It's this achievement right here. It's a way to track it. If you have this achievement, you now have epic mount speed on foot in that raid. No, you go back to Molten Core, and instead of going like this through the whole thing, you're zooming through at epic mount speed. Think about that. Think about how much easier and better and less time-consuming and less aggravating that would make going back and doing older content, right? That's just one example. We've been coming up with dozens upon dozens of ideas for things you could add to the older content to polish it up. That's in addition to specific things, like in some cases this given boss or this given dungeon needs these fixes because of time. Like, for example, how many of you know that Karazhan's chess event has been broken since Warlords? How many of you know that chess event has been even more broken since Acclamation? This is not a joke. There's actually two bugs, primarily. The second bug is the more aggravating. I'm not going to demonstrate. It would take forever for me to get up to chess event. But basically, let's say you move a unit one thing forward, right? So you walk forward, and then you randomly face a direction. I can't put into words how frustratingly aggravating it is to walk forward a step and then flip around. It happens all the time. And it makes, and I know this is a petty complaint, or not a petty complaint, a small complaint, but it makes it much, much more difficult to the point of almost being impossible to solo chess event. Because all of a sudden you have to burn your turn moving, and then burn your turn turning. And that adds a huge time gap to the way you can act. On top of that, back in Warlords, they did something to chess, and I'm not 100% sure what it is, but when they did the stat squish, they didn't stat squish the chess units equally. So all of a sudden it went from the point when you could solo chess event fairly easily in Pandaria to just barely making it in Warlords. If you use a strategy, if you actually specifically, hey, you here, do this, you go here, you do this. And then, and this is even worse, now that you've got the flip bug, it's probably still possible to solo. I haven't managed it. And so, me and my friends, whenever we go do Kara, we make it a point to go in a group now because we have to. Because of chess event. So again, the go back and fix old things team is something that should be, in my opinion. Where is he? He's got to be down. Also, I would change the spine of Deathwing. A lot. I am not doing any Diablo stuff today, Magister. I have nothing to stream. I have nothing to say or show. But Here's the Storm will be on the list, yes. Yeah, I agree, actually, Psychotic. Especially a game that is this long and this enduring. And again, there is a lot of stuff. I'm not going to give you the whole list. It's huge. Yeah, if any viewers who can join me in Overwatch or Heroes of the Storm are more than welcome to. Same with StarCraft 2. Okay, where is he? He's got to be down here somewhere. I lost the thing. Oh, there he is. I see him. I see him. You believe that you are in control, that your will is your own. Yet you do as he commands. You exist by his whim alone. You imagine yourself to be free, but you will always be his instrument. As if there was any doubt, but I have had... How do I put this? It's never been 100% confirmed that the Lich King is actively willing free will into all the undead, as of Bolvar. The Arthas book helped confirm it, but that line right there is probably the closest thing to 100% confirmation for that we've ever seen. Also, this amuses me, for those of you who haven't seen what I'm doing right now. So I need to get back to Dalaran, which is, you know, a couple miles south of me. So in order to do that, I go 28 years into the past, into another planet, into another dimension, as my first step. And then I go through a portal to skip across the world of that other world. Then I go through another portal to go to Orgrimmar. And then I go back to Dalaran. So the fastest way to get back to Dalaran is to go 28 years into the past and into an altered dimension. And another world. And I'm back in Dalaran. See you around, Growlers. Yes, Magister. Now, this one's going to take a little bit longer, so if anybody's got any Q&A stuff, this is a great time for it, because I got a bit of a trip ahead of me. That's actually pretty cool, Darkrai. Which is funny, because I plan to buy that anyways, just because I want the movie. So why do I think Ebonhorn says he can't help us? I've always believed that there's something about Ebonhorn and that area and the proximity to it that bothers him, and that's why he can't help us. I'm not sure, though, to be completely honest with you. What's it like being the Lich King? Very lonely, but that's okay. You know, I didn't think about that, little Billy. Yeah, it's a bit of a drop, as you saw, Thrace. I mean, Dalaran's pretty high up over there. I use the jump off of Dalaran way to get to a lot of things. It's also pretty much the only way to get that flight path in the Eye of Azura. Or to go get flagged for that one weekly. Yeah, what's the Snarg question? Hit me. Hey, Permeus. What do I think will happen to the Green Swarm? The Green Swarm? Personally, I think that... who said it earlier? Someone said... Oh, where was it? Someone said that they think that the Lich King we're talking to is a mix of the essence of the Lich King and Arthas. Who said that? Oh, it's Deutsch who said that. There we go. It is... I'm actually kind of with you, but not in a literal sense. What I think is the essence of the Lich King and... and Arthas, and probably Ner'zhul are still, their memories, some fragment of their personality, is still vibrating through Frostmourne. I mean, their souls were in that sword for 7 years? Something like that? A long time. You know, plenty of time for those souls to leave a mark. So what I think is this is not actually the essence of the Lich King. I don't think it's actually Arthas. I don't think it's actually Ner'zhul. I think it's bits and pieces of all of the above that are reflecting and interacting with us now that they are our weapons. What do I think will happen? Oh, the Green's flight. Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure, really. I mean, yeah, the green flight is not doing great. Neither is the blue. In fact, the blue flight was basically annihilated until we came to Legion. Do I still hate Felix despite his true intentions? Knowing everything, no. But if I was being true to my own self, in the moment, I really don't take betrayal very well. And in the moment, regardless of knowing the truth, I would have still tried to hurt and kill him because he betrayed me. Now, you know, him betraying me for a greater cause, okay, sure. That would just make it all the more tragic. Hey, Steph. I actually did, Little Billy. I actually got Soul Thrace back in vanilla. Here, I'll text him right now. me just a moment. Deutsch asks, comma, what does Snarg think of how much Guido fails and how much time he's going to be putting into the helping of the party? Question mark. We'll see if he answers. I'm going to have to go up. Actually, I should probably go up here, shouldn't I? Where am I? I could go up there? Yeah, I think I'll go up there. Sorry, thinking about my options. I would love more Primus questions, by the way. Just saying. I love talking about Primus. But I know you guys don't care about Primus. You can ask about anything. I think the druids will recover in the sense that there will be more druids that the existing ones teach in the future. In other words, a new generation of druids. I think these druids... I think what is happening here is a more or less literal passing of the torch, because the old druids failed and died, or worse, and the new druids, new druids will have to take over for them. Oh, by the way, let me just go ahead and say, this is pseudo-spoiling, but I hope Cenarius is not redeemed. One of the big points they keep hammering in is you can't be recovered from the nightmare. When nightmare happens, there's no recovery, there's no salvation from it. You're doomed. And then Malfurion insists that he's going to try and save Cenarius. I really, really hope he fails. First of all, I'm tired of people coming back from the dead in general. I'm especially tired of it in Blizzard games, because they do it too much. I love Blizzard games, but they hammer that nail on the head way too many times. Love the music here, by the way. And finally, I want Cenarius to die. I want the significance of the Loa of nature to cease to exist. I want that plot point to remain adamant and not unchanged, Anyways, so let's answer questions. Favorite culture in Primus? Oh, that's a tough one. I'm very proud of several. The Neveri in general, and, well, that's mostly their government, actually, but I would say the Trolls, I'm actually pretty proud of their culture. I'm very pleased with how the Ulthoi have turned out. I'm very, very pleased with how the Tumorok have turned out. I think we'll stick with those ones for now. Yeah, sure, Ventures. Whisper it, though. How do you get flying in Legion? Same way as in Warlords. There's an achievement here. Hang on a second. Pathfinder. Now, all you have to do is explore all the zones. Easy. Do 100 world quests. Easy. Yeah, that's just a little time-consuming, but still easy. A glorious campaign. Finish one of the class hall campaigns. Do all the quests in all the zones. That's taking a little bit of time. And get, I believe this is Revered with everyone? Yeah, Revered with everyone, which, that's probably the biggest time sink of all of them. Once you do so, you get Pathfinder, which actually does not give you flying, but it is the first step on getting flying, and they have flat out said that there will be flying in the future as a result of, like, the next step of that achievement. I gotta scroll up again. When did I come up with Primus? I actually can't answer that without really, really spoiling Primus. Basically, the premise idea that popped into my head is something that birthed Primus. I will tell you things other than the base idea. I spent a lot of time on a setting called Elemente, which I still have in the back of my mind somewhere, although it's not nearly as fleshed out at this point as Primus was. Elemente was supposed to be an extremely in-depth, massive world. It was intended to be one of the most in-depth and complicated settings I'd ever created, in terms of just sheer detail and depth. And so I'm charging through that like, oh god, making this whole thing, and the players I had access to at the time basically said no. They didn't. Oh, you mean what year? 2015 or 2014. It's on the line, so I'm just going to go ahead and say 2014. There's your answer. I gotta scroll up. Was there never explanation as to Malfurion's change in appearance? No. Will I join you for a movie night sometime? Probably not. Discord hates me. Who is Cenarius' father? To my knowledge, they've never gone into that. What happens if the Loa of nature dies? I don't know. That's part of the point. It's part of why I want it. You don't use Discord? I use Rabbit. I don't even know what Rabbit is. Either way, the answer is probably never. I just don't have time. Right now, I spend 2 days a week streaming, 3 days a week recording, and 2 days a week watching a hyperactive 4-year-old. A little math will tell you that that's 7 days a week. I don't have time, guys. It's not happening. Why would you ever think that's psychotic? I hate that movie. Do I think Izarok will come back? I really hope not. I really hope not. I was going to talk to the Lich King. For those of you who don't know, a little bit of backstory for this one. This is actually a series of cairns and tombs for the ancient Vrykul kings, of which there are many. Each one of these marks one of the old Vrykul kings, and there's a few quests to do with these guys. So many fallen kings, silent in their numberless graves. Even the mighty are rendered nameless by time. Every king must kneel before death. Also, just a little bit of terror for you. The new Lich King has the ability to reach out to your mind anywhere, for any reason, at any time, and teleport you straight to him at any reason, for any time, for any reason. Just an aspect of how strong the third Lich King actually is. I never thought we'd get a stronger Lich King than the second one, but damn. Alright, I do have one other thing to show off here before we move on. Well, there's several reasons for that, Zagoten. First of all, this is a handing off of the Torch expansion. For those of you not aware, a lot of people who've been working on World of Warcraft, development-wise, have quit, or retired, or moved on to other projects. A lot of these people basically had the general mentality of, we want to go out on a bang. So they made Legion. And Legion is the final thing for a lot of these people who worked on WoW. So they put a lot into it, but in a lot of ways the story is shaped by that mentality of this is our last expansion. So a lot of the old guard in lore is passing away, just as a lot of the old guard out of lore is passing away. If it's a Carbot episode, I've seen it, bro. I'm subscribed to him. I don't know, Bragwin. That's the worrying part. So that's the answer to that. There's also, of course, several other reasons, not the least of which being it's a great way to emphasize a turning point in the story arc. Warcraft overall has several chapters that can pretty neatly be defined, but the most recent chapter is clearly and decisively ending here, which will lead into whatever the next chapter is. And I do think there will be another chapter, and there's plenty of other room and other stories for WoW to tell, but the overall Legion chapter is concluding, and that means, a decisive end to things, including a lot of people dying, is a good way to go about that. A lot of changing of the status quo, in other words. Leander, you realize I'm playing StarCraft after this, right? Hey, King Malekith. Whoops, that's not where I want to go. I want to go here. So, some of my favorite quests in WoW are the artifact get quests, where you go out and get the artifacts. Oh, yes he has, Progue. Yes he has. Anyways, so I just hit 102 today, actually. I specifically pushed myself this morning, got up a little early, and pushed to 102 just so I could show off a few more artifact quests for the Blizzard thing today. Hey, Modera. Hey, Kalik. The Tears Guard has been defunct for ages. To defeat the Burning Legion, we must first recruit the greatest champions of our class to fight by our side. The two powerful Archmages, Archmage Kalik and Archmage Modera, have come to help us succeed. Speak to them and enlist their aid. It is good to see the Tears Guard rise again, Netherwind. While not everyone on the side of the Council of Six agrees with me, I believe it is imperative for us to work together and defeat the Burning Legion once for all. I am glad to lend my skills to the Tears Guard, Conjurer. I've heard good things about you. Then we talk to Kalik. The Blue Dragonflight has always represented magic on Azeroth, and it is fitting that we work together against this Burning Legion now more than ever. I would be honored to fight for you as your champion in these dark times. My strength is yours, friend. Together we will protect Azeroth. Hey, Far East. Now that you've got your first two champions, there's an abundance of work, and so this is kind of a tutorial. We'll do that later. Arcane or Fire? Stupid question. Let's do Fire, because Fire has to do with the Lich King. Flamestrike, in its native tongue, Felamalorn was born into battle by members of the Sunstrider family as they proved their valor in the War of the Ancients, during the Troll Wars, and against the Death Knight, Arthas Menethil. Ultimately, the sword was lost in the frigid wastes of Northrend. By the way, fun fact, Anasterion himself, you remember how I mentioned during the lore run I wasn't sure what happened to Anasterion? It turns out that the lore of my Death Knight swords actually tells the tale of what happened to Anasterion. He actually personally went out with Felamalorn and actually dueled Death Knight Arthas. And died. It was apparently a very close fight, though. Switch to Fire Mage. It is decided, then. Ah, Felamalorn, I am familiar with this weapon. For ages, the Council of Tirsfall attempted to recover the blade. Its control over the primal forces of fire would be devastating in the wrong hands. As luck would have it, an associate of mine, Archmage Modera, who's sitting right next to me, has recently uncovered some information on this artifact. This crystal contains a message from her. She's right there. Where's my purchase weapon? There it is. Message crystal. Greetings, Netherwind. I trust this projection is clear. This is Modera, Archmage of the Council of Six, also standing right behind you. I've come across a lead on a weapon that could significantly aid in your fight against the Legion. My source is unable to join us within the city. I ask you meet him at the crater of Dalaran's Foundation in Hillsbrad. Due to the sensitive nature of this matter, I must ask for your discretion. If you attempt to speak at me at any other location, I will disavow all knowledge of this message. You're right there! I await your arrival. Well, fortunately, I have an easy way to get there. I have a spell called Teleport Ancient Dalaran. Teleport. There it is. Because I bothered to go get that spell, because I'm a weirdo. Alright, I'm a mage. Pax and I were actually thinking about how many classes can survive the Ancient Dalaran port. It's not all of them. Oh yeah, I can fly. This is Azeroth. Yay! Flight! Welcome, Netherwind. Glad you received my message. Felamalorn, the runeblade of the kings of Quel'Thalas, it was said to harness the very essence of flame, and after being reforged by Kael'thas, could even stand against the legendary Frostmourne. We thought the blade was lost with Kael'thas' death, but an associate of mine has a lead on where it might be located. We need every advantage we can get, and with Felamalorn in your hand, the Legion will surely tremble. Ah, our company's here. Aethys! Thank you both for meeting with me in such an inhospitable location. I assure you, if I were able to join you in Dalaran, I would. The wounds inflicted by the Divine Bell incident run deep, Aethys. Others in the Council are not as forgiving as I. Precisely why I'm here. If I can't return to my former position, perhaps the Council will at least consider restoring my access to the city. As a show of good faith, I have information to offer. I will bring your case before the others, but I cannot promise the outcome will be in your favor. It's okay, Jaina's gone. It'll work out in his favor. I once knew Liandra Sunstrider, a distant relative of King Anastarian. Although she bore the Sunstrider name, in truth her branch of the family held no claim to the throne. After Kael'thas's betrayal, she became obsessed with finding Felamalorn to claim it for her own. I told her it was a fool's errand, and she'd never find the relic. Indeed, it's been many years since I last heard from her. But with the Legion's coming, I decided to begin my own search for the location of the blade. I saw a vision of Liandra with the weapon in hand. Around her, the land was covered in ice, and an all-too-familiar fortress loomed behind her. Icecrown. You believe you'll find her there? Indeed I do. And nothing happens in the Citadel unless its master wills it. I would not be surprised to learn he had a hand in this. Yes, that's right, Octavian. So real quick, just a little bit of lore. This is actually fun, because this is some cool politics going on here. So Modera is one of the more outspoken and progressive members of the Council of Six, the people who lead the Kirin Tor and therefore run Dalaran. She was one of the few who was in favor of allowing the Horde presence within Dalaran, and was therefore indirectly responsible for Jaina Proudmoore's abandonment of Dalaran and of the Kirin Tor. Aethys Sunreaver was someone who had no part in the Divine Bell incident, as we discussed back during Pandaria. However, was a Blood Elf who was in charge of those who had a direct hand in the Divine Bell incident. For those of you not aware of what that means, in order to steal... This is actually complicated. In order to steal the Divine Bell from Darnassus, shortcuts were used to go through Dalaran in order to bypass the defenses that were put in place by Miss Proudmoore. Ergo, Aethys, the one in charge, had all the blame put on him, and he was actually personally captured to be tossed into the Violet Hold. He was then rescued by the Horde player character, but he effectively went into exile in Silvermoon. Now, he wants to go back to Dalaran. In fact, the idea that, he was actually one of the people who was insulted by the idea that the Sunreavers in general couldn't go into Dalaran was frankly insulting. But he does actually... he still has a degree of loyalty to the city, which is why he's helping us here. So he's helping us procure a weapon to gain political points with the Council of Six and a member of the Tears Guard. That'd be us, because we have a lot of sway within the Council of Six, thanks to our position as a mage and a class leader. Make sense? We're playing politics here is what I'm trying to say. Our next journey will be to Icecrown. Oh, gee. It's time we make our move, Netherwind. I can conjure a portal that will take you directly inside, but it will take some time before I can make another and join you. The Lich King will no doubt sense the magic of your arrival, so you'll need to move fast to locate Felamalorn and secure it. If Liandra has the blade with her, then I fear she will not relinquish it easily. Be prepared for anything. The portal will take you directly inside Icecrown. Hurry. It won't last long. I will follow you as soon as I can. Also note, it takes... This is actually kind of nice, because it takes Aethys a lot of energy and work to manage a temporary one-person portal inside the Citadel, because of the nature of the Citadel. So here we are. Okay, do I not have voices on? I don't.
Mate, the dangers of Icecrown, foolish mage.
So say that has to be voice
Your
acted.
thoughts are transparent. I sense you have come seeking Felamalorn. You hope to use it against the Legion. Interesting. I wonder.
I don't even know how the sound got turned
If you
off.
are as powerful as you believe, then perhaps you may prove more worthy of the sword. or what happened to the last Seeker who hoped to take my relic. Should you succeed, the blade is yours. But if you should fail, then you will become a mindless minion of the Scourge. Do not expect my protection.
I am exceptionally upset that I didn't have voice acting on. I don't even know how that happens. That is clearly a bug. And I'm very angry about that. I imagine all the Lich King stuff on the Death Knight was voice acted. Probably all those lines I was just reading were voice acted. Whatever. Where the... Oh, right. That's how that works now. Forgot about that. That is technically reasonable. Release some... Oh, I know where we are. This is Velythria's area. Oh, I see what's happening. He's a lot more reasonable than the last one, that is true. And now it's just on. I'm really confused by that. Whatever. Magus Pound 1860, Octavian. Oh god, no! I'd say like 1% likelihood, Brigwin. Because the Void is different than the Nether. Draenor survived going into the Nether, but again, the Nether was different in many, many ways. And if you were paying attention during the BC part of the lore run, Draenor actually wasn't surviving being in the Nether. It was slowly being disintegrated into it. It was only the timely intervention of the Druids that was saving the planet. By the way, I don't really know how to play Fire, so if you're going to criticize me, by all means. I haven't played Fire since the Acclamation patch came out, and then I decided I liked Frost better, so yeah. You step into the lands of the dead, mortal. The Lich King has decreed the living shall not enter Icecrown. Okay, that's cool. We're cool. Well, in some cases, you really should Permeus, which is why I usually go ahead and take the spec change. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I have Meteor. Damn it, Deutsch. Ah. Come on, get me out of combat. They're dead. Man, can you imagine like a Final Fantasy MMO, Deutsch? That sounds awesome. Oh, yes, they definitely are, Far East. Matthias is part of the rogue stuff, and the SI7 are definitely involved.
I too came to Icecrown in search of fellow Milorn. The Lich King gave me the blade, and more. He gave me purpose.
That is what the Lich King tends to
Only
do.
when the blinding pain of life left me did I see the truth. Only then was the majesty of the plan revealed.
The plan? What plan?
You do not realize that you're groping in the darkness. Fellow Milorn would be wasted in your hands. The blade is mine by the will of the Master and by rights of blood. Oppose me and you will be struck down.
What plan? That's just more terrifying. By the way, this is my first time doing this, so I'm as in the dark as you are. Seriously, what plan? What is the third Lich King planning? Also, the fact that minions of the third Lich King are still being the whole master thing does not bode well for the third Lich King and his reasonability. Yeah, I think I can guess too. Meteor. The third Lich King is very active right now, Tauren. And that's worrying. No, come back to Quiet. Oh, he's gone. Sure. I know, right, Psychotic? I love the new appearance. I mean, it's the same basic mesh underneath it. But they've done a lot with changing how the inside of the Citadel looks now. There must always be a Lich King. Uther said that, and he definitely was Uther and not someone pretending to be Uther. Oh yeah, someone asked me what I think about the Naru. Is that person still there? Yes, this is a Legion content thing, Tauren. Of course she goes down the blood bowl.
Foolish mortal! You should have fled when you had the chance. Arise, ghouls! Feast upon this intruder's heart!
Well, she's a Death Knight. I think the Naru overall are still not good guys, but I very much hesitate to call them evil. I don't think they're nearly as bad as the Titans.
Unacceptable! My minions will rip you apart!
Yeah, it's almost like he has some other plan, Meatfist. This appears to be a Death Knight, but I don't know for certainty. Yes, the third Lich King can make Death Knights. It's okay, we exist by his will alone. Wait. And she is actually wielding, burning undead here. A Fire Spec Death Knight. That actually sounds really cool.
I will not be defeated! Come, my pet! Sate your hunger with the flesh of the living!
Oh, god damn it. Didn't even have time to recover. I want to play a Fire Spec Death Knight now. So what I think about the Naru, I don't think they're evil, like I said. I don't think they're like the Titans. I pretty much flat out think the Titans are evil. I know some people really disagree with that, but it is my opinion, based on their actions, which are undeniable, that they qualify as evil. At best, I would qualify them as uncaring, and I qualify uncaring as evil. The Naru, I feel, are much, much more neutral. They are far more interested in, as Breakwin just says, the general balance thing, and the idea of the light and the dark working alongside each other, and that's been mentioned many, many times in Naru lore. I also don't think Zera is a Naru, by the way. I just want to make that clear. I don't think that Zera is a Naru. I think that Zera is something else. In fact, my biggest suspicion is that he, she, it is the latest avatar of Sargeras.
This ends here.
Okay, this looks fun.
If you long for my blade so badly, then you shall have it! Awaken, Gullwing! Tear my foe asunder!
Yeah, I do too, Psychotic.
I'm
Hey.
with you, hero. I'll hold Leandra at bay. Focus on destroying that monster of hers.
About time, Aethys.
How dare you! Have you forgotten who I am?
Bone Storm!
I remember who you were, but the creature before me now is but a walking corpse.
This ends now!
Oh god, she actually beat Aethys.
So cold.
All doubt has been banished. You are truly worthy of the blade. Claim your prize and leave, hero. The living have no place within my prison of ice.
An inglorious stain upon the Sunstrider name has been cleansed. Good work, hero.
Sure, Myron, go ahead. We got the thing! That is a cool looking sword. No, go ahead and ask, Myron. Alright, what's the new ability I get? Phoenix's Flames. Hurls a
Let's
phoenix.
go, before the Lich King decides we've overstayed our welcome. I must plead my case before the council.
Yeah, no kidding.
Esteemed archmages of the council, may I present to you the bearer of Fellow Melorn.
Me. Check it out. Oh, that is so cool. I may go fire from now on just for that. Like, I actually prefer frost, but look at that. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Need help?
Fellow Malorn, I can hardly believe such great powers locked within a blade as beautiful as this. With this weapon in your hands, the Legion will surely fall.
Safe.
As you can see, our former colleague followed through on his promise of assistance. I trust you will take that into account as you consider his request to be allowed back in the city.
How do we know he won't betray the Kirin Tor?
He didn't
once
betray them
again?
the first time, answer him.
If he wished to use the blade for his own ends, he would have simply given it to one of his Sun Reavers. Aethys' actions appear to be genuine. I say we grant his request.
I like Carlane, by the way.
Very well. That's 2 in favor of allowing Aethys back into the city. Answer, how do you vote?
Very well. I trust the wisdom of Carlane's counsel. I vote yes.
And what say the rest of you?
Yes, of course.
Like Kalik,
Then
duh.
it is decided. Aethys Sunreaver, you are free to go. Do not misuse this opportunity given to you.
politics. So, fun little factoid, just a little bit of lore. I know, you hate it when I talk about lore. This guy over here, Carlane, he's a fairly new character. He's only in some of the books. But Carlane is actually... he's very renegade, to use the Mass Effect term. I do believe he is actually a good guy, but he doesn't really care about doing things the right way, and he has no real problems being like, you know what? Why don't we bypass the rules? And one of my favorite examples of this is actually the Obliteratum quest, where he's the one who helps you make that happen, even though it's basically not allowed to have a demonic artifact on Dalaran. But he allows it because, A, you're the hero of Doom, and B, because he believes it'll actually be useful, so he's willing to renegade his way to making that happen. Kalik over here, ironically, for being the guy in blue, is also much more Paragon. But, yeah. Anyways, moving on. So we now have Felamalorn. Felamalorn! Felamalorn! Felamenashah! Felamenashah! Don't look at me that way. I need a target. So I can hit someone with this. So a lot of the artifacts you get, specific NPCs throughout Legion will be like, hey, when you have them. Probably my favorite is actually Druid, where people are like, oh my gosh. Mage ones are probably going to be really cool, though. Yeah, I know, right, Mikros? Zagoten, Bragwin thinks you know some spoilery info about Khadgar being a raid boss, as opposed to you just speculating that he will, like many of us have. I can... what time is it right now? It's 1. I can do Overwatch next, as opposed to later, or I can do it later. I don't know. How many other people are interested in... whatcha-fig? Overwatch. Oh, is that what that is? I was wondering why I had a random rare icon here. Real quick, one of the shaman ones is you can, a Murloc will show up and be like, can I please hold, the Doomhammer? And you're like, sure. And you're like, yeah, oh, hey, look, it's a demon. Hey, demon.
Assist you. Good luck, friend.
Yeah, seriously, Lord Adder is a demon. That's not a joke. I've killed him like 20 times. Netherwind, is it true? Do you wield Felamalorn? Come speak to me.
What brings you here?
So the stories are true. You've recovered Felamalorn. Shattered during the Third War, Prince Kael'thas ordered its repair. Elven blades grow stronger with each reforging, but only in the hands of the best craftsmen. I have never held such a wonder. May I hold it? Yeah, sure.
Till next we meet.
Ah, the flame strike. Such craftsmanship. Such elegance. It is not the brutish cleaver for the hacking of flesh. It is the slender blade of a tactician. Strands of arcane energy woven into the steel with each fold. I can feel its heat radiating down my arms. Magnificent. Ah, thank you, Netherwind. I have labored 100 lifetimes and have not seen its like. Alright. Yep. Deutsch, why did you rip out Bragwin's brain? I don't have a PS4, but I'm kind of hyped. I'm sure we'll learn some story stuff. Oh, right, that's the wrong thing. I don't want that. I do want a target dummy. Somewhere. Target dummies? I just want to see this friggin' Phoenix effect. Come on. I don't really know any of the order halls that well yet, except for Warrior, for obvious reasons. Here we go. Okay, so what's this? It's a bulwark construct. What's that? It's a big bulwark construct. Okay, sure, whatever. Whoops, wrong bow. Whoosh! So what's that do? It hurls... It's always a crit. Oh! Oh! Okay, so it's another fire blast. Okay, so theoretically then. Can I do it in middle? No, I can't. And it does get rid of the orbs over your head. That's so cool. Nice. I like it. So what's your guys' favorite class order hall, in terms of just general aesthetic appearance, etc.? Mage is among mine. It's very pretty. Druid is pretty high up there, too. I'd have to think about it past that. Paladin's pretty awesome. Basically everything but warrior. God, I hate the warrior order hall so much.
Yes? The Tirisgard must not fail.
I have not, Little Billy. Aluneth was the most notably wielded for a time by Aegwyn, the only female guardian of Tirisfal, although stories indicate it is far older than she is. Towards the end of Aegwyn's life, she entrusted the staff to the Blue Dragonflight. Deeming the staff too dangerous to use, they locked it away in a secret vault. Oh, excellent. It sucks in general, Deutsch. It is actually very visually unimpressive. In addition to having a bad layout, in addition to Odin, in addition to bad quests, and so forth and so on. There was a previous stream where I literally sat down and just went down the list of all the things I hated about the way they're treating the Warrior Order Hall and the Warrior quests in Legion. It's a big list. I'm not going to rehash all of it. It's like 20 individual points that are all bad. Sure, Arcane Mage. I barely know how to do this, but sure, we'll make it work.
You have my ear.
With voice acting this time. Aluneth, a powerful and dangerous weapon. If tales are to be believed, Aluneth is actually the name of a very old and very powerful arcane entity, somehow bound to a staff through ancient magic. When Aegwyn relinquished Aluneth many years ago, it was entrusted to Kirin Tor, who, fearing its unbridled power, handed it to the Blue Dragonflight to secure away in secret. Only they would know exactly where it was taken. The dragon Kalik may be our best chance.
Honor the Tirisfal.
Hey, Kalik.
You seem troubled.
No, dude, you're right. Okay, fine, whatever. I can't argue that all the gameplay stuff is right next to each other. I can't argue that. I mean bad layout in terms of... It's boring. You know, God, you're going to make me do this again. I've already ranted about this. You're going to make me do it. I actually do, Darch, although there are add-ons to fix it. But, yeah. You're going to make me show you the Order Hall and everything I hate about it. I'm going to show you my guild title right now. It's right here. It's the top note. If you can't read that, well, tough. It's become a running gag amongst the guild. Where is... There he is. You should be down here. I do like my new Sunborn Valkyr, though, that I just got. Hi. So someone asked about FF9. That question just processed in my brain. That's correct, Psychotic. So we don't know if the children live longer, less time, or the same time as their parents, but we do know that FF9 children can have parents. It's entirely possible they just have a Solarian-style lifespan, where they now get to have very, very, very short lives. It has always been my impression, thanks to the uplifting tone of the ending, that the implication is that they're having increased lifespans with each generation, so the possibility of literally outliving your elders, well, I guess that's normal for most species, but outliving your elders by quite a bit. is a thing. So here's the Hall of Stupid. Skyhold. So let's go ahead and be 100% honest. In terms of sheer gameplay, if all you're interested in is that, I mean, the armaments is right there. One recruiter is right there. One recruiter is right there. The map for doing missions is right there. And the vendor's right here. It's all in this one little wing, and it's just bam. Quick, easy, accessible. Not going to argue that point. Just a sec. While I'm here. Gotta play my Facebook game. Anything useful? Nope. I now have to kill So I have a reason to do LFR. I don't want to bash the art department for this, because this, in terms of pure visual appeal of the area, it looks cool. I will freely admit that. It is literally just a cross. This is the layout. There's nothing else here. It's just, if I'm standing in the middle, I can see pretty much the entire area. And Odin, with his flame beard, is sitting on his throne looking bored. You go over here to do this stuff with regards to... What the hell is he doing? Anyways, you go over here. Apparently you can hit spacebar there. Didn't know that. This is where you forge stuff. I actually need to grab another point in that. There we go. Over here is where you see the story stuff. There's Zera, who's definitely not a Naru. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Here, there's the story stuff. Blah, 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 blah. I hate this place, though. You've probably, if you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed one of the biggest problems already. Maybe this is just me because I'm a lore person, but what do you see standing around in this place? Do you see famous rogues from across Warcraft's history? Do you see famous druids from across Warcraft's history? Do you see famous... No, you see Valkyr and Vrykul. There's Yimiron, who's also a Vrykul. Vrykul. Most of our Vrykul aren't even named. They're just Valajar Aspirant. Vrykul, Hodir. Vrykul. Random Vrykul. Random Valkyr. Random Vrykul. Vrykul. In the beta, there were teasers that famous warriors from history would be in here. And I figured that made sense, you know, from all the great warriors who have died in the past. Like Lothar, for example. Wouldn't that have been cool? And in fact, a lot of the datamined files about Nazgrim, people assumed Nazgrim would be here, and we were very wrong about that one, weren't we? No, we just have Vrykul. This is what we have. We do have one Hosen, who doesn't interact or do anything, but he's there. Vrykul. You get my point yet? This is a Vrykul order hall, not a warrior order hall. And I think that's probably one of my biggest problems with it, in terms of just the order hall. So, and again, I'm not going to go over the other, like, 18 things that are a problem I have here. Yeah, Sarfang the Elder should be here. Broxigar should be here. There should be a lot of people here. They're not. There's Vrykul and I think like 9 NPCs. And each one of them is either a Vrykul or a Titan Keeper, like Thorim here. Now, in the interest of, again, total honesty, Thorim and Hodir are pretty cool. I actually like that Thorim and Hodir are here. That's cool. But that's it. Vrykul. Basically, yeah, Pyro. That's why I started with saying that from a pure mechanics point, this wing over here makes sense, and it's well laid out. I will freely admit that. But every time I go here, I just cringe just a little bit. That's ignoring all of my many problems with the Warrior Order, the class quest. The Warrior class quest is bad. But leaving that alone. We've got a arcane staff to procure. And the fact that Odin literally does treat you like the sandwich, I don't want to say the word, but, you know, bat. And he does, in every interaction. You're just the sandwich guy. Okay, so I need to go to Dalaran. You can kind of tell, there's one other thing too. Like I said, I don't want to bash the art department, but the amount of attention to detail and overall artistry in most of the other order halls, not all of them, but most of them, is so much higher than the warrior one. So what makes me say Zera is Sargeras? Well, I'm not sure if that's actually true. I guarantee you, like I would put money on the table that Zera is not a Naru or is not good. One of the two. You know, that Zera is either a rogue Naru or is evil. Or both. You know. Sargeras seems the most likely candidate. It fits a lot of things that are happening lore-wise right now. It would be a great way for Sargeras to suddenly kind of jump back into the story. He's been basically absent the story of Warcraft since Warcraft 1, actually, if you're paying attention. That'd be nice, Permeus. And so it makes sense from an out-of-character, you know, literary sense. It also makes sense because everything Zera has been telling us has been leaning more towards something that benefits the Legion than someone else, which is why I think it's someone Legion-oriented. So, also, we have no way of knowing that this is a Naru in general. We have visions, voices, and whatnot to tell. No, not that. I have finished the Illidan questline as of now, yes, Salty. Unless there's another piece of it that I don't know about. But I did do the Black Temple raid. Let me just put it to you that way. That is theoretically true, Draculus. If we actually kill Helya. It is possible that this is a rogue Naru, like I said. It is possible that it's actually a Void Lord. It's possible that it's just a Nethrezim. There's several possibilities. But I still think something Legion-oriented is more likely, because in general the Void forces don't really seem that inclined towards helping the Legion so much as consuming it along with everything else. Whereas the Legion is much more inclined towards more demonic things, and the main things that Zera has been pushing us towards is that we need to change because, you know, we're terrible, and that, you know, Illidan was this great, amazing person. But I think that's an example of good writing, personally, because Zera is telling us Illidan was this wonderful, amazing avatar of gloriousness, and yet then we see in the quests that he wasn't. One of my favorite quests in this entire game is the Illidan quest at Blackrock Hold, that I could talk about for like 20 minutes, because it's just, there's so much to discuss there. But the biggest thing I want you to take away from that quest is it shows Illidan as the person. He wasn't a good guy. He wasn't a bad guy. He was Illidan. He was complicated. There were layers to his character, and several of those layers were all explored in that one quest. And it was a brilliant example of gameplay and story integration, because the quest was designed not to artificially force you to do something, but to encourage you to make the sacrifices because of the nature of the spawns, because of the routing of the area, because of the pathing design. It was a magnificent example of quest design. One of the best designed quests I've ever seen in a game. And so we can actually feel Illidan's frustration, that desire. I went through that desperately trying not to sacrifice, desperately trying not to kill my own people. And yet it reached a point where I simply could not progress reasonably without doing so. Now, it is worth noting that there are people who have actually managed to do that whole quest without ever sacrificing someone. It requires some bugs, actually, to do it in a couple of cases, but it is doable. Point being, though, we can feel Illidan's pain as he has to make this horrible choice, and let's make it clear, it was a horrible choice. Illidan was taking a bad path to lead to a greater good. He was pulling a Cisco, and yet he is not a good guy. Because remember, there were other possibilities to pull it off. Illidan could have said, let us all put all power into this and we will all channel this spell. Illidan could have asked them to sacrifice themselves. If Illidan had ordered his troops to die to save their people, they would have said, yes sir, and done it. Any decent Night Elf troop worth their salt would have immediately volunteered to say, yes, I will gladly put down my life for Chandrila or whatever. But he didn't ask. And he didn't try to compromise. He said, I have to be the focal point. I am the only one who can cast these spells. I am the one who has to save my people. Very self-focused, very self-centric. Very Illidan. I loved that quest. But my point with regards to Zera is that Zera frames that quest as if Illidan was some misunderstood glorious hero that was hated by his people. Instead, what we see is that Illidan was just a person. I would still say Illidan is overall leaning towards the side of good, and he's on the good guy's side, but I would never call Illidan a good guy, and I would certainly not call him a hero. I also have to admit I am biased in this matter, have to be honest about this, because I don't want Illidan to be some chosen child of prophecy. I want that whole prophecy thing, which is coming from Zera, by the way, to be a load of malarkey, to be a lie. Trying to get us to get to Illidan for whatever purpose that they have for Illidan, right? That's what I want to happen. And so now that the bias is aside, it is worth noting all the hints so far lead towards that indicator, that that is where the story is going, that there is no great prophecy, that Illidan just happens to be a very skilled, talented anti-hero. Well, it's also worth noting, Faris, that Broxigar's existence is questionable still, because of time travel garbage and books and Richard Knack. Anyways, so there's my thoughts on Zera, and why I think it is Legion-oriented, if not an actual avatar of Sargeras. Sure, Venters. I like that. Where am I going? I'm talking to Kalik? Yeah, let's do it. That's true. In the book, Illidan didn't believe what Zera was showing him at first. But Zera was showing Illidan what he wanted most. You thought about that, right? Hey, Spirit. Illidan was being shown not only himself being redeemed, which is something he wants very much, but him being the center of attention. Again, it has to be me. I'm the hero. I'm the chosen one. I am the destined, prophetic, visionary. I am the... This is a gentleman who thought that being trained by someone who was still a skilled druid, but not the druid, was an insult. That is how egotistical Illidan is. That is how self-centric Illidan is. So what Zera was showing him was the perfect bait, because it's exactly what Illidan wanted to see. I'm saving the world. I'm defeating the Legion. I am the one who was redeeming myself and all that fun stuff. Wait, what? His dad at the end. Not as a dead knight, but already smelled it. That's horrifying and awesome, Takoida. It took me a moment to understand what you were saying there. So again, I don't know what's up with Zera, but Zera is not a good guy. And Zera is definitely not on our side. I would put 100% on that one. Hey, Sajuk.
Speak freely, friend.
You know, that's true. That Pyro makes my point even more for me. It's so Illidan and Malfurion went to train with Cenarius, you know, the Loa of nature, and Cenarius basically said, "No, you're too prideful and too headstrong, and you don't have the patience." It's not that he didn't have the skill. Illidan is actually extremely skilled and very smart, actually. But he wasn't willing to accept him. And then you can be trained by your brother instead. And Illidan was very insulted by that idea. And this isn't just coming from the cutscene in WoW. We've heard about this in books, too. Illidan hated the idea of being trained by his brother. Partially because it was brother. There's a lot of rivalry there. But also because it was a lesser. It meant he was lesser. Long ago, the Kirin Tor entrusted the Blue Dragonflight with its safekeeping. It was locked away in the only place that could contain its rampant power, the Nexus Vault. I have not been there in some time, since Kata, actually. After the Blue Dragonflight was dissolved, the Nexus was all but abandoned. There's no knowing where the Nexus Vault is still intact, or what may be waiting in the Nexus itself. By the way, the Blue Dragonflight doesn't exist as an organization anymore. The only organized Blue Dragons
What brings you to me, mortal?
are here, under, I forget his name. Oh, here, excuse me, in the Azure Ring Repose. Those are the only organized Blue Dragons left.
Something about you seems
I
familiar.
don't know, Tesla. Although, from what I understand, any difference between the two would be within a matter of seconds. True, Leander. Cenarius is not exactly known for his diplomatic tendencies, to be blunt. Cenarius, well, he's a Loa. He doesn't think like we do. While he is generally more aligned with the side of good than not, he has made several screw-ups because of his total lack of diplomacy more than once. If you seek the Nexus, be wary. There are strange happenings in Caldera, and it would be best to understand them before proceeding. During my last visit to Dragonblight, I sensed unusual energies from the Azure Dragon Shrine. Since this place was integral to Malygos' plans during the Nexus War, whatever is there may explain the current state of the Nexus. Here, take an image crystal. I must remain in Dalaran on Kirin Tor business, so we can speak through this. Good luck.
What brings you to me, mortal?
Oh, that's right, there's a portal here for that. I agree, Pyro. I absolutely agree. I firmly think that if Illidan had actually decided to train under Malfurion, Illidan would be the greatest druid ever. Now, right now, that is Malfurion. Malfurion is the most powerful, strongest, etc. druid ever, although the player character is quickly challenging that. But yeah. God, that would be horrifying, Dakota. Awesome, but horrifying. This is not my main. No, this is an alt. We're just showing off some artifact stuff, Tesla. I had prepped for this today, so we can show the stuff. Oh, thank God, I can fly! I can fly, I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. Nexus. Oh, no, sorry, I'm going to the Blue Shrine, my bad. Absolutely, Magister. Legion is a great expansion to come back to WoW on, or to even start WoW on, and I mean that with total sincerity. What's happening here?
This portal is very similar to ones used by the Ethereals in Outland.
Oh God, what are they doing here?
Could they be the threat? What did Malygos promise them?
Oh, that's right. He did actually deal with the Ethereals, didn't he? Forget about that. That was in one of the books.
This weapon has been infused with dark energies from the Twisting Nether. Whoever wielded it must be seeking to harness void energy. But for what purpose? This device appears to draw upon the void energy released when Malygos forced Azeroth's ley lines into the Twisting Nether. The design looks very familiar.
Oh, Deutsch. Third just got back to me. He says, I'm not sure I completely understand the question. I think the answer is he doesn't because... Wait, he doesn't because otherwise there would be a lot more conflict. We did, Psychotic. It was such a minor plot point that I bet most people didn't notice it. I bothered to point it out during the lore run. Right over here in Star's Rest, there was a thing. There's Third. There you go, Deutsch. Ask your question. You're welcome, Deutsch. Thank you, Third, for popping in. Yeah. And I love that storyline too, Pyro. I can't wait for more of it. I hope we get more of it in 7.1. We're getting more story in general in 7.1, so I'm happy, but yeah. This appears to be a
Yet more evidence of ethereal technology. This may be an unfortunate turn. There's only one way to find out who's really behind this.
Who dares to...
I don't know this
What
one.
have we here? Another intruder, come to claim the treasures of the Nexus Vault. You are too late. Even now, the powers within the vault serve to widen the breach into the twisting nether. With this power, the Ethereum will become unstoppable. We will become void!
So that's the second time we've had Ethereals actively trying to become void. That's interesting. So the Ethereum has taken the Nexus, and yet it seems the least of our worries. By the way, as a bit of point, the Ethereum, because there were several factions of Ethereals, right? The Ethereum are specifically the ones who were here in the Netherstorm, and there was a whole series of quest line around Monoforge Ultras about fighting them and their void infusions and blah blah blah. Yeah. Their plan to widen the breach into the Twisting Nether poses a threat to all of Azeroth. It seems fate has set you on this path for a reason, Netherwind. Not only must you recover the weapon you seek, you must put a stop to the Ethereum as well. Hey, Eleanor. I regret I cannot assist you more directly, but I'll guide you where I can. You should travel at once to Koldara in the Borean Tundra. There I would recommend you scout a few locations and report back to me. I know the area well, and should be able to tell you how to proceed. Make haste. I play World of Warcraft. Guys, I don't know what to say about it. Me playing WoW is like me playing FF6. Wow, Toby. Would you believe that's the first time I've been asked anything about the RSS feeds in about 2 years? Which should probably answer your question. Nobody has shown any interest in the RSS stuff. So I stopped making the MP3s and I stopped uploading them. It was taking me time to process, rip, encode, upload, and then set them ready to go. And it was costing me website storage space. So I stopped doing it. Nobody cared. Same reason I'm discontinuing the Fallout roleplays. I mean, there's just not... It's not economically feasible to keep doing that. An RSS feed is like a podcast. Like you pop hey Rom, gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. Like say you go to your phone. In fact, I should be able to do this right now, technically. Because I should be on here. Give me a second. If I look for Archie and Gaia. Looks like it's not that way. Basically, there's a way to... yeah, it's not there either. I don't actually know the exact specifics of how to do it, but basically you can subscribe to my RSS feed, and MP3 versions of some of my YouTube videos will upload there, and then you could grab them on your phone or on your iPod or whatever, and just listen to the audio as a podcast kind of a thing. I started it up because a couple people asked about it, and then it was like maybe 5 people kept downloading it, and like I said, it just stopped being economically feasible. Now, if, you know, I was to be doing better off, I would probably keep doing that again, because upgrading the website is something I've been meaning to do if I ever reach a point where it's needed, which I'm not at, but whatever. So that's what an RSS feed is. My grandmother goes in for surgery this Tuesday, by the way. I should just discontinue the RSS side of the site. I haven't done that yet, though. I left it up in case people wanted to grab the old stuff. Ow. Mass Effect roleplays, alright. How? Like, a Mass Effect roleplay would just be me with the game up, completely covering the screen, and the microphone muted. Because it's a fully voice-acted game. Yes, Ramgosh, I've given up on trying, to be completely honest. I don't think I will ever become a Twitch partner. Thank you, everyone. As I say, I could show you Zaydenra, but I kind of already have. What am I doing here?
Whatever the Ethereals are up to is generating an incredible amount of void energy. They must be using Malagos' surge needles. Fly over to one, and let's take a closer look.
Okay.
The Ethereum have altered the surge needles. They are tapping into void energy caused by the rift. Their power must also be feeding the shield around the Nexus. Let us take a look at the Foundation.
I have not seen it yet, no, Toby. Sorry.
The vault must be weakened. The energy from your weapon is breaking its way free. This may work to our advantage.
Seems the Ethereum have gleaned how to use Malagos' surge needles, which doesn't surprise me. As we've discussed, the Ethereum might be the most technologically advanced race in the entire setting. The only ones who really challenge them are the Titans and the Nathrezim. No, the bombing of Theramore was not justified. Civilian targets and all that fun stuff. Also, there's some other niggles about that. But we're not going to get into those. I need something to say if I'm going to do an Elcor voice. Let me pull up Shadows of the Empire here really quick. With great lamentation, Vader left the chambers, and once again, his simmering anger threatened to bubble up and overcome him. Shizor's touch was like a thick night fog, dark, clammy, seeping into the smallest cracks to chill and dampen. I'll stop there. The energy from Aluneth lashes out from within the weakened Nexus Vault. We may be able to use this raw chaotic energy to our advantage. If we can harness the energy, feed it into a surge needle, it should cause a rather destructive reaction. And yes, I am excited, hyped. Or excuse me, hoiped. I am hoiped for Rogue One. Unstable arcane energy! Oh, wait, this doesn't do it. Anyone just ever... Ah! I would say tied with Pandaria in both, Toby, for now. Thank you, Ramgosh. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Would you like to put it towards our hidden donation incentive? So I haven't been watching any trailers at all now. You want to hear something really weird? I've always found something strangely fascinating about the idea of just absorbing, drinking, eating arcane energy. It sounds like the kind of process that would be fascinating and enjoyable to do. Like, you know, going back as far as BC with the Netherstorm and all that. So whenever I see something like this, I just try to imagine what it would be like to stand amongst this font of incredible arcane power and just bathe in it. Anyone else do that? No? Just me? Okay, got it. Moving on. It's just me. Yeah, it's not really hidden. I call it the hidden event incentive because most people who donate don't even know it exists, even though I haven't been very quiet about it. Yeah. Is it down and I'm just missing it? Yes, I do, Sanashi. Oh, there's a rift. Found a rift. I'm arcane. I'm arcane. Right. Arcane. Gotta remember how to play arcane. Do I have to pick one of the existing ones, Toby? Strong power. I don't mean literally bathing. I mean just basking and absorbing and yeah. Anyways. But we know what Gul'dan's been doing on the Broken Shore. Not only have we seen his minions make taking actions, like the Violet Hold, for example, that was done on the behest of Gul'dan, but he is actively trying to make a portal for Sargeras to come through. That's what the Nighthold raid is. Hang on, let me add that to the donation incentive. There we go. Added. Ah, aggro. But imagine if I was powerful enough to absorb it, Tekoida, to consume the arcane energy as my own! Wow, this hurts like hell. Oh my god. Oh, pain. Oh god, I'm dead! Wow, okay. Do I have any survivability as arcane? It's a complicated prog. He was kind of betrayed by the Legion, but he realized that, well, let's just say Khadgar kind of forced him back into the Legion's options, because he had no choice. So any setting for BioWare, and if I had to pick a game studio to make a game in Primus... Can I pick more than one? Not for one game, I mean for separate games. Because I could think of several games that would be awesome. I just realized I haven't played Arcane in so long, I haven't standardized her hotkeys. That's hilarious. Gul'dan might die permanently
many wares.
in Mythic Nighthold. Not sure, though.
May your feet find good trails.
Yeah, no kidding, Deutsch. I don't really play Arcane. By the way, so... let me answer the questions. Then we'll talk about the other thing. So... setting for BioWare to touch. Now we're talking current BioWare, who I have very little faith in as a game developer. I don't mean to sound negative, it's just true. I don't have that much faith in BioWare as a game developer anymore. But they do still do a couple of styles of gameplay very well. And a few styles of storytelling very well. That being said, I think BioWare would be well suited. Well, let me keep thinking about that for a moment. Let me keep thinking about that one. That one's tricky. I changed my mind in the middle of my sentence. That's why I cut myself off there. What are these? Yeah, I'm basing most of my BioWare thoughts on how Tor has been the last few bits. Oh, ooh, that's it. We should have all of those RPG cliches in one game. What do you think, guys? I don't have... Okay, once upon a time, I would list BioWare as one of my companies I had the most faith in. That has changed. They have dropped significantly on that list. Basically, now I would consider them an acceptable developer team. some things they do well, and some things they do poorly. I still enjoyed Inquisition. It was still a net positive, but it wasn't an overwhelming positive. You know what I mean? It wasn't like Origins, which is one of my favorite games of all time. It wasn't like Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 1, some of my favorite games of all time, or KOTOR. It was less. Let me really think about this for a moment. I'm going to go with my original answer, even though this isn't a perfect fit. I'd like them to tackle Star Trek. I mean, they can't make ground combat that's worse than STO, and Star Trek's always been very character-centric, character-focused, lots of dialogue, lots of thematic stuff, story-focused, so that is something they're still good at. Now, in response to Deutsch's question, I want a Telltale Primus game. Shouldn't have to explain that. I want a Obsidian Primus game. Shouldn't have to explain that one either. And a... oh god, who made Stellaris and Europa Universalis? I can't think of the name of the company. I'm just going to wait for chat to tell me. Paradox, thank you. I would love a grand strategy Paradox game set in Primus. Primus is built for it. There's so much politics, so much individual movings and goings and nations and provinces of the nations and cities of the nations. I think Primus would be perfect fit for that kind of massive grand strategy Paradox goodness. Just my thoughts on that. What game dev company would I work for if not making my own? Blizzard. I don't even have to think about that. Blizzard, just bam, sold. They treat their employees well, they're still actively doing stuff, and there's a lot of room for upward growth and advancement. Blizzard. Damn it, Django! You almost made me inhale some Canada Dry with that one. I haven't played Europa Universalis, the new one, no. I did just buy it recently, though. Anyway, so. We have harnessed the arcane. We have the power we need to destroy the Surge Needles. At the location of the breaches where the Surge Needles pierce the ground, there will be a large concentration of void energy. Focus the power of Aluneth into these points. The reaction should cause an overload, destroying the Surge Needle above. You must act quickly. The Ethereum won't sit idly while you waste their machinations. That's interesting. Void-touched... I like how the void-touched Ethereum are considered aberrations. That is so appropriate, given what a void-touched ethereal is. I do... Toby, I guess you haven't been to the website lately. Yes, Tyranny is set for a premiere run. I absolutely am enthused about it. I've already bought it. And I do still think Obsidian has good quality. Chris Avellone was a great writer, but he is not the only good writer at Obsidian. He is not the sole reason they have succeeded. So, yeah, I still absolutely think and have faith in Obsidian. Not that I dislike Chris Avallone's writing. I very, very much enjoy his writing. How do I... Oh, God, the power! Look at me. Look at the power I wield. I don't know how to do this. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, there we go. The power. Hey, BP. B. O, P. Whatever. BB. Yes, Tyranny in like a month. Yeah, exactly, Django. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Avellone continues to do work with Obsidian for the exact same reasons you just listed. Potatoes. See, Magister, surely you understand what it's like to fantasize about absorbing tons and tons of arcane power. Surely, if anybody understands that, it's you. Bebop, got it. I can do that. Survivability. I know you mean survivability there, Permeus, but wow, dude. Gotcha. Because it was requested, Tesla. What do you want from me? I am your dancing monkey. Very possible, I'd say, Braven. I'm not sure, Toby. Keep in mind, I really liked Divinity Original Sin, the first one. And I'm very much looking forward to the second one. So, you know. I have not, Ramgosh, no. I've only done...
Is lifted. What little mind is this I sense that has freed my consciousness from the ethereal's trap?
What's Azure Ghost doing here? Azure Ghost. He must have returned to the Nexus to secure the vault. Malygos always trusted him to watch over the magical artifacts and carry the flight. I'm afraid I may ask another favor, you Netherwind.
The Nexus Vault lies deep beneath the main spire. You will find its entrance in the lowest chamber of the spire's base. The volatile energies within the Nexus seem to be interfering with the image crystal. I fear you may be on your own from here. Good luck.
If the Ethereum managed to capture Azure Ghost, they are more powerful than I imagined. They're the frickin' Ethereum, dude. They're some of the most deadly creatures in the setting, and people just kind of... oh, whatever. We have not always seen eye to eye, Azure Ghost and I, but he is still my kin. Since you seek to put an end to the Ethereals and claim Alaneth, I ask you also free my brother from their grip. Okay. I could do that. Hopefully I'm in the right version of the instance here. I don't even see a loading bar. Yep, we're in the right one.
So, the lock on the Nexus has been broken, and by a common adventurer, no less. Will wonders never cease? If you've come to engage me in battle in hopes of obtaining some spurious trinket, I'm afraid you're too late. The Ethereum have taken the bite out of this old dragon, and I fear they have robbed me of anything you would deem useful. If it's looting you desire, as your kind so often does, then I suggest taking the fight to them.
For those of you not aware, Azure Ghost used to be a world raid boss, and then he was part of a long quest chain, and then he had his own quests in Kata. He's actually been a fairly recurring character, actually. I think his death will usher in the Void Lords. I think we're at a turning point in the story for the Void being the enemy rather than the Legion. That's my thinking. Whole trilogy of what, sorry? Oh, for Episode 7. I don't choose Ruminations, DeNoble. If someone asked for a rumination of Episode 7, I would do one. Yes, he did, Braywin. Hey, Enigma. So, the answer to any question that starts with, why are you ruminating on, will always be because someone requested it. So if someone asked me to ruminate on Episode 7, and when the floodgates open up against, then I'm ruminating on Episode 7, and that's all there is to it. Yeah, I accidentally did the one in Tears Fall, which was, let's see, I did Shadow Priest and Arms Warrior, pretty close within each other. I'm told that one of the Paladins goes there too. I actually do think that, Prog. I think that the Legion... Whoa, I'm out of mana. I think the Legion will not be completely eradicated. That's ridiculous. But I do think the Legion will cease to be a major power at the end of Legion. I like the new evocation animation, by the way. No, I've had much worse than that, Toby. In fact, the Rumination I just did last Friday is one that I really, really did not want to do, and I really hated doing. And that will probably come across in the Rumination. Well, pay up, Enigma. Please don't. Please don't. Also, I would say no right now because the floodgates aren't opened. Thank God I'm safe. What was I going to say? Only if you guys pay for it, Psychotic. Watch Dogs? I don't know how to summarize that one. It's an origin story for a superhero, basically. No, Deutsch, he's speaking like a Tim. Timmy! Except I'm saying that wrong. That's the wrong reference. The point being, he's speaking as a... Oh, God damn it. Heal me! It is the Thames, right? I'm saying that right? From Undertale? Damn it, Enigma. Well, thank God for that, Psychotic. Screw it. I'm gonna die. I might as well die killing him. Wow, this lack of survivability is really horrible. I just want to say that. Get him off me. Ah, thank God. Eat. 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 I haven't finished Pillars of Eternity, so I can't fairly answer that question. Zero currency is quite a bit, Jonga. Are you sure you can afford that? Yeah, the whole expansion has actually been a little bit more Void-centric than it has been Legion-centric. There's been tons and tons of hints of leading into the Void and the Void.
Are you here after them? In that case, I could use a hand.
And yeah. Legion is very clearly leading up to a Void-centric expansion of one form or another. You mean this barrier right here around me, Spirit? Yeah, I am. On cooldown, actually. As long as it's not Godfather 3, please don't make me rewatch Godfather 3. I do not like that movie. I don't even think there's that much to talk about in it, other than the fact that it's crap. There's the one.
Ah, you seem quite capable, mage. With their magics gone, I feel my strength returning. I assume you come seeking the Nexus Vault. Why else would anyone return to this place? Unfortunately, access to the vault is proving difficult. If you help me access the Librarium, I will find a way through. We must not let the Ethereum obtain the artifacts it holds. But first, I think I'll slip into a more comfortable form. These halls were never quite spacious enough for my tastes.
What the?
Shall we?
No. Hey, I don't think I've ever seen Azergos' humanoid form. Oh, he looks cool. I like that. Yes, or no, Maz. There will be 6 videos across 6 weeks. What was I going to say? I actually am not sure why they reused certain locations. Well, that's not sure. I know exactly why they reused locations, because time and budget were starting to become an issue. Because, like, Balanced Druid and... I don't remember the other one. One of the other ones goes to Karazhan, and then, like, one of the Paladins and Arms Warrior and Shadow Priest all go to that location in Tearsfall, and apparently Disc Priest comes here in addition to Arcane Mage, and so forth and so on. So, yeah, it is unfortunate, and I don't really have anything else to say about that. I still enjoy the artifact quests overall.
The Nexus Vault is weakening. That arcane energy can only mean Alunith is no longer fully
Alunith.
contained.
Apparently I'm saying it wrong. Sorry, guys.
It is a most potent and chaotic weapon. It will lash out at us as we try to approach. Be prepared.
I'm not sure how to answer that one, Toby. I haven't played with alignments in D&D since... 1998. Only a little bit, Steph. I didn't like the show.
The ground is blanketed by unstable energy. You might not want to step on that.
The Lord of the Rings movies will be in chronological order. We'll do Hobbit 1, 2, 3, then Lord of the Rings 1, 2, 3. That's how we'll be doing all 6. I'm not sure, actually, Bebop. Because I know for a fact that there's going to be some demon stuff there, and they've already kind of hinted at that and led into that. Since, as of now, story-wise, the Legion is trying to break in through Khadgar's wards into Karazhan. The fact that Medivh is there, and the fact that there's this whole the Master had plans and whatnot, probably refers to the Sargeras side of Medivh. So it's probably going to be fairly Legion-focused, as it should be. As much as I like the lead-in foreshadowing that most of the expansion has done, the Legion themselves need more of a foreground. We already know what it's like having an expansion named after a group where that group has almost no actual presence in the expansion. Cough, cough, Warlords of Draenor, cough, cough. Did I enjoy Jade Empire? No. I know that's a very controversial opinion, but it's true. I did not enjoy Jade Empire. To be completely honest with you, I barely remember it. No, I do not, Tesla. I don't do alignments. I have not GM'd for alignments in a long time, and I haven't played for alignments in a very long time. Oh, god damn it. Come on, I'm trying to eat here. I don't think it's Medivh. I think it's the Echo of Sargeras. I think alignments are there. It is my opinion, as a professional D&D player, I can actually say that now, isn't that kind of cool? And GM, that alignments exist for people who are new to D&D. In other words, for people who don't actually know how to play the game and therefore are still getting used to the idea of portraying someone other than themselves. A fictional character, in other words, role-playing. And so an alignment is a guideline. You're supposed to act in this general direction. I feel that is unnecessary once you've gotten to the point of actually knowing what you're doing. Furthermore, to be 100% blunt, I am really, really tired of the alignment arguments. And if you don't know what that is, then I'm grateful that you don't. I mean, holy crap, I'm envious. There are few things I've heard argued with as much venom and genuine, actual, raising your voice, shouting, as, yes, I do, Tigzar, as arguing over alignments. I have heard so much arguing and so much yelling and screaming about what this alignment means and what this alignment does and whether this should be allowed to this and blah, 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 blah. And I'm freaking sick of it. So, yeah. On top of that, in addition, I would also say that the only real functional reasons for alignments to exist in D&D at this point in time is for spells that specifically affect alignments, which also leads to arguments, by the way. No such spells exist in Primus, and haven't existed in virtually any setting I've ever run in almost 20 years. So, yeah. End statement. It also doesn't help that I can talk to someone who is a reasonable, intelligent individual who is not yelling and not screaming, and nevertheless, they and I will completely disagree on what lawful evil means. I have had genuine debates on alignments before, and people have completely disagreed on what alignments mean, even without yelling and screaming. And in standard D&D, there are punishments, penalties for not adhering to your alignment. That's a thing. So how many times do you think it's happened where a GM will punish a player for adhering to an alignment, or not adhering to an alignment, or not adhering to what the GM thinks the alignment is, but the player does think they're playing an alignment, and so forth and so on. So long story short, I don't think alignments serve any purpose other than baby's first D&D. I see no reason for them to exist other than to add additional strife to a game. Yeah, basically, Takoida. It's not hard to vary those up, really. You know, I just realized I have spells I'm not using. I really should be using those. I didn't see them because they're kind of buried. This isn't what my usual UE looks like. I squished the game so it could be streamable. Normally I stream in, or I play in 16 by 9 or 10, I forget which.
We're here! Now let me see if I can find a way into the vault.
You remember when I said I barely remember Jade Empire, Toby?
As I suspected, the entrance to the vault was broken off when Malygos breached the Twisting Nether during the Nexus Wars.
Damn it, Malygos.
I feel the powers it holds resonating through the Nexus. There must be another way to reach the vault. Aha! That's... Wait a moment. The energy from the vault is surging. Brace yourself!
Cool.
We're here! Now let me see if I can find a way.
But there's an echo here. Hey, dude! Help! I also think, this is just my opinion, that alignments are kind of a lie. You know, how many times have you heard the argument, what alignment is insert character here? Why is... Okay, I can't kill this thing. This is devastating me. How many times have you heard the argument, you know, what character is... What alignment is insert character here, right? I've always found those arguments to basically be... Jesus, that's haste! Oh, right, I need to do that. To be a cheat. I don't feel that a fully fleshed out, well-designed character fits into so neat a package, is what I'm trying to say. I think there's variety in there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I did spell steal. Now, oh, hang on, he got it back. Ugh, god damn it. Okay, hang on.
Shall we?
Other tabletop RPGs beside D&D that I'd recommend. Cyberpunk, if you get a good GM. It's hard to run that one. Call of Cthulhu, if that's your thing. It's not mine, but if that's your thing. Friday Night Firefight is decent. Masters and Overminds is alright. I don't really recommend GURPS, to be honest with you. Spells like Power Word Stun and stuff. I'm probably boring. Maybe it's just because I'm not a creative person, but I don't like... Hey, Brookhampton. I don't like spells that are... weird. I don't have a better word for that. Most D&D magic is weird. It's not all about doing damage or doing status effects. It's about... I don't have a better word. It's about doing weird stuff. And knowing all that stuff is the key to being a good mage in D&D. I am not a good mage in D&D, and I freely admit this. I can be a sorcerer or battle mage type, but I can't actually be a good wizard, for example, in D&D. Being able to cast these exact spells and these times to affect these things, you know? So, yeah, I don't actually... again, I'm not that creative to come up with stuff like that. Most of my boss designs or spell designs within settings I create are more geared towards things that aren't weird. I don't have a better word for that. Also, as Leander points out, character alignments can induce shift rather significantly, at least in my opinion. Some people have argue against that, though. Some people say that your alignment is who you are always, like your core self. It's always going to be you. Anyways, I don't really have access to do normal raids, Dracula, so I haven't done any of that. Alright, so... let's go blow this while we're at it. In fact, we'll save that. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Of course, Mage's Interrupt is huge. Give me a sec. I'm not paying attention to chat for just a moment. There it is. Give it to me. Oh, I'm out of mana. Advocate quickly. Interrupt! God damn it. Oh, you son of a... Cute. Oh, never mind. That's a bad thing, not a... I thought he ice blocked.
That was too close. If the weapon goes unchecked much longer, it will bring this whole place down around us. Quickly, we must head to the rift. It's the only way.
You caught me in the middle of a tense moment streaming. Sorry. Period. Why are you running out? Question mark. What spells do I think are weird? All of them. This is not new to Koida, by the way. I know that my familiarity with WoW has probably affected my creativity, but I have thought this since, say, Baldur's Gate 2, which was my first real introduction to mages in D&D. Yeah, I know, that's kind of late to come into magery, but before then I always played everything else, or other people played other things, because I usually, GM'd. So... and I was playing Baldur's Gate 2, and I was so utterly lost on how to play a mage. So this is not something that is just because of WoW. This is a long-standing problem. I've never gotten the spell system of D&D. And over the years, I've learned to like it less and less over time, which is one of the reasons why I have a completely custom magic system in Primus. I'm not trying to fish for compliments. I genuinely don't think of myself as a particularly creative person. I have to really sit and, like, shift my mind into a different mindset to come up with something creatively. Like, every time someone asks me one of those, how do you make a boss blah things, I have to kind of shift my mind a little bit and be like, okay, hang on. It's difficult. It doesn't flow. If that makes any sense. If I roleplayed as a GM... You mean like if I was to cosplay it, Tesla? Damn it, Baronessa. No. Also, your paperwork wasn't filed correctly. I probably missed some questions during that boss fight. Please feel free to repeat them. I was very busy fighting a boss that was clearly overtuned. Name at least 2 spells that I think are weird. You're gonna make me do this, aren't you?
Wait, didn't there used to be a bridge here.
Yes, there did.
Fools! You may have destroyed the Surge Needles, but you are too late to stop us. The power of Elunith will rip open the breach!
Oh, great. More ethereals. It looks like they're channeling the energy from the vault into the breach. This is not good. Come! Time to show these ethereals that I still have a bit of fight left in me.
Okay. Of course, there's no pause
I
button
will
here.
bring whatever power I have to bear against the Nexus Prince. But in my weakened state, it falls upon you to finish this threat. I hope you are prepared.
I'm not sure, Bebop, but I would.
You are too late,
It wouldn't surprise me.
interlopers. Nothing can stop me now! I have become void!
Congrats. Why is that a good thing? Oh wait, he's not aggro. Oh, I can pause to talk. Yes, there is literally a spell called Weird. That's before. So let's see. Just looking at some spell lists here. I'm not gonna find much in the lower level stuff. You know what one of my earliest memories is of D&D Magic? Immediately flipping to the 9th level spells and being utterly unimpressed by all of them. I'm serious. I look at this, I'm like, what is this crap? Mage's Disjunction, Prismatic Sphere, Gate, Refuge, Foresight, Dominate Monster? What is this crap? Power Word Kill, Crushing Hand, Shades, Weird, Astral Projection, Soulbind, Shape Change. I'm like, this is the 9th level stuff. This is the stuff I can cast like twice a day. What the hell is this crap? Was basically my reaction when I very first looked at D&D Magic. But yeah, I think the thing that I find weirdest about D&D Magic is the spells feel like programs. I know that's actually a weird saying, but that's how it always felt to me. It's not an expression of power. It's if I input this exact sequence of stuff in terms of components, somatic or verbal or literal or physical or whatever, then this exact output happens. It's not a representation of power the way I think of it, like Magic does in some other settings. It's more like I will, hang on, let me program in this spell and then it happens to you. And that's why I call it weird. That's really not a good word for it. I think I'm just going to start calling them program spells, because I think that's actually a better definition of D&D Magic by default. And I'm not good at that. I never have been. Yeah, actually, yeah, the Full Metal Alchemist alchemy thing, that's a great example of how the spells work in standard D&D. Maz asked me Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, I don't think of FF Tactics as a main FF, so I'd have to actually adjust where it is in the list, so give me just a moment. 6 is at top, of course. 6, 4, 5, 7, 9. Or, actually, no, that's been adjusted, hasn't it? So it's actually 6, 4, 5, 9, 7. And after that, I'd probably put Tactics, so number 6 on the list, I'd say. I agree, Baroness. I think that was a good move. I also think they did a good job with Magic overall in 5th edition. Yeah, what Leander says is also true. I usually like combo gameplay. I do. I liked Magic the Gathering. I like Guild Wars 1. I like Final Fantasy VII's Materia system. But there is one big problem with that, and that's you have to know basically all the spells, all the aspects that can be comboed, in order to know how to combo them. And I have never actually learned all of the D&D Mastery stuff, so most of the combos I know are combos that were taught to me specifically. For example, and I don't remember the exact spells, but there's one where you do a time stop, and then some kind of thorn spell, I don't remember what the name of it is, on yourself, and then protection from the spell you just put on yourself, and then you haste the enemy, and then you cast another spell on the enemy so they get like lots and lots of attacks on you, and then you untime stop so that they hit you and all this stuff happens. Order of the Stick actually used this exact same thing once, but I heard about it prior to that, with regards to using shape change as well. And it's just, I don't know the combos. So anyways, moving on. Yeah, probably, Tesla. He's like, come on, fight me! Okay, fine. Hang on, let me go over here. The last boss fight was a pain, so I'm going to presume this one will be also. Oh yeah, I need to get... Oh, you jackass. Did you see that, jackass? Yeah, illusion magic is also pretty damn strong in D&D from memory. Unless you happen to be fighting a paladin. Or anyone with a good will save.
What? The void cannot be defeated! No!
By the way, this is yet another example of...
So much for the all-powerful void! You know you're not a bad ally. Pity you're not a dragon.
This is another example of the void being more centric to the story than the Legion.
But I'll have to remain on this side to keep it open. The way is clear. Hurry, little one. I can't keep this open for long. You made it. But to leave this place with the weapon, you must first gain control of it. Good luck.
Okay. Thanks. Well, I did blow Bloodlust on that Permeus. Along with every cooldown I had, actually. But Tigzar, no, you're absolutely right. Let me make this clear. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying D&D magic as designed is bad. I'm just saying it's not my thing. It's a very coffee situation. I've never been good at it, and I've never enjoyed it. So... I look at it like, meh. I don't know. Purple shields tend to be bad. Let's see what happens here.
You are not as powerful as she who came before. You cannot succeed. My essence will not be controlled again.
I have not played a mage in 5th edition, so I don't know. Coffee. Make something good that you don't like. Damn it. There is one spell that exists in Primus, in my magic setting. That's the closest thing to a D&D spell. It's called Exit. It's probably as close as it gets to that kind of formula spell, because the spell is actually intelligent. Because it'll actually send you someplace that is safe for you, if it can.
I will not be contained.
Yeah, I've always found undeath in general in D&D to be either way too weak or way too strong, and nothing really in between.
No mere mortal can grasp the wisdom of Alaneth.
I mean, Demi-Lich is anybody?
You fancy yourself as worthy to wield me as the previous guardian? You are but a child to me.
This is a really cool looking
You
staff.
foolishly think you can control this power. So be it. Come, child. Let us wreak havoc upon your foes, and I shall see what you are made of.
I wonder what Alunath is. You got the thing.
Well done. The energies from the vault seem to be stabilizing. Now hurry back before the portal closes and you're locked inside.
Creates a rune around target, inflicting damage over time and then detonating, equal to your max mana. Nice. I think we'll put that here. Or I can't. There. No, the creature, Dakoita.
I am impressed. Never have I seen a mage capable of controlling a Luneth. The Ethereals have been routed, and you have the weapon you came for. Your business here is finished. Mine, on the other hand, has just begun. I thank you for freeing me. You have given me the greatest gift of all. That of time. I will use that time to secure the Nexus. It must never again fall into the wrong hands. This portal will take you back to Kaligos. Please give him my regards.
I can't argue that, Zawan. It doesn't bother me for the reasons I've already mentioned back in Warlords, but you're absolutely right. We are clearly the heroes in Legion. From what I understand, Fearsome, 5th edition does that pretty well. The mages of this city see it as the arcane focus of the world. How little they know, child. Oh, someone got a shank. Check it out. Oh, no, come back! Ah, whatever, he saw it for a second. Primus tries to balance magic and physical. I don't know if it succeeds, but my own system does try to reach that balance.
You seem troubled.
You have my gratitude for saving Azurgos. I can rest easy knowing the Nexus is under his care. As for you, I see you're full of surprises. Never in my time have I seen a mage who can control the chaotic energies of Luneth. Thank you for what you've done for me and my kind today. You are truly the hero we need to face the Legion.
Something about you seems familiar.
Yeah, we kind of beat you, Kaligos, back in Sunwell. I'm amazed you lived through that. I don't think it's evil. I think it's just raw chaotic power. I do keep meaning to, Fearsome. Some people have actually encouraged me to... Oh, cool. To release it as an actual system. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. Considering the Warlock player character probably could, if they actually burnt most of their life into it, actually destroy Dalaran. I mean, you know. So has anybody in specific talked to this thing? I mean, I don't see anybody saying, hey, you've got Elenoth. Hey, it's a snack distribution service. Snack distribution service. Snack distribution service. There we go. God. Hey, it's the demon again. Hey, demon. What's up, dude? I know you're an Ethrazine. So, I don't actually know Sir Raffle of Waffle. I have no idea. I would not consider myself an expert in Planescape Torment, to be blunt. A shank is a knife intended to kill someone. Usually in prison. The, how do I put this? Do I not even have my portals here? I don't think I do. I like games where they bother to explain why you level up. You know, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is a good example of that. But I don't know why you get attribute points and no one else does. I don't. Ask Django, he's better than me. I agree, by the way, Magister. It's also the 3 types, technically 4 types of undead, and the overall system of undead is kind of what the Imperium has adopted. Yeah, it's like Mercy, Tesla. Where is it up here? Like I said, I don't know all the other halls all that well yet. I haven't been playing the other characters. I think it's up here. But yes, a shank is a real-world thing. Unpleasantly. I still like how Elodie is here. There we go. Let's go do that really quick while we're thinking about it. Okay, so here's the appearances of the arcane stuff. There's the default, there's the upgraded, which looks really cool. There's Magna Unleashed, which is alright. Oh yeah, here's the various colors of the upgraded. All purple, of course, because it's arcane. Oh, I like that one. And of course, Aegwyn's Fall, which actually also looks pretty cool. What is Shadow Warrior 2, Tigzar? So here's Philomelon, the violet Philomelon, green, and of course blue. There's the upgraded Philomelon. I like the wing. Phoenix's Rebirth. That doesn't actually look as cool as I think it would. I have had many times that has happened, Fearsome. As far as trying to get them out of their comfort zones, I don't know. I've never come up with a definitive way to be like, Lord, do this. Lava. Ooh, that's cool. Looks like something straight for the Firelands. And of course, I can't show you the hidden appearance because it's not unlocked here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever even heard of that, Tigzar. What time is it?
Well met. Farewell.
Feel the wrath of Kalecgos.
I like how Modera is Frost Mage. Of course, Kalecgos is Arcane. Why wouldn't he be? I tend to disallow certain types of characters in my campaigns. There's always the caveat rule, unless you convince me otherwise. For example, I have a long-standing rule that I don't allow players to play evil characters. But that's not because I'm against you playing an evil character, it's because in my experience, approximately 0.01% of players actually know how to play an evil character. Most people just want to be a dick and do whatever they want to as if they're playing a single-player campaign. And it's not a single-player campaign, there's 3 other players, so, you know, no evil characters. I have bent that rule, though. If, you know, I feel a player can actually play evil correctly, or if they grow into it, or if everyone's okay with it, or, you know, there's variables. Okay, that makes sense, Drongo.
Light be with you.
Is it done yet? Ugh. Elodie is half human, yes. Half human, half elf. What the hell's Vargoth doing? Also, I like how he's in BC gear.
Need help?
Very appropriate.
For the Alliance.
Really, Zeiss? Wait, you're okay with dying? Excellent! So, let's rewind time. You were killed by the Tumaroks. Actually, you're not killed by them. They have no intention of killing you. They do plan to do something else with you. Did Baronessa sign those papers, Tesla? What stuff? I mean, he's from BC. In fact, I still have the toy. Vargoth. Yeah, it's right there. Ta-da! Hey, look, it's past you, Vargoth. He still has the quest for me.
Be careful.
You need something? Light bless you.
So what are my basic troops as a mage?
I am listening.
Water elementals! Okay, sure.
Be careful.
I also have one other rule. Nowadays I would get flack for this rule because of what's currently the hot button target in modern media, but I don't allow cross genders usually. If you are whatever gender it is you identify as, you play that gender in character. Now, there's two reasons for this. One is just general awkwardness of role-playing. The other, and this is actually far more important, is that I feel that... Let me just say I've had some bad experiences with that, and we'll just leave it at that.
King's honor, friend.
Well done. These troops will be invaluable. Oh wait, I'm not reading quests to you guys, right?
Go with honor.
You guys don't care about the quest dialogue. Yeah, that's great.
Feel the wrath.
You are no
of
match
Kalecgos.
for the Tiras Guard.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Buzz with you. That too, Permeus. It's kind of the same problem as the don't allow evil players thing. Most people don't know how to play the opposite gender. Hey, Scorpions. So I showed you that, and I showed you that, and I showed you that. I think that's all I had to show you in WoW right now. I have not gotten any legendaries, no. So, what time is it? We're not going to take a break just yet. Let's see. Probably not, Prog. Although I've never had anyone ask to. Give me just a sec. I gotta change a few things, and I need to order lunch/dinner. What do you guys think? Should we do Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, or StarCraft 2 next? Shut up past me. There we go. Muted myself just in time. Well, yeah, I actually agree with that, Django. One thing I think BioWare does badly is evil. Now, I think they did Renegade pretty well in the first two Mass Effects. It was clearly Renegade, not evil. And I will admit that that kind of started in Jade Empire. But the evil options in, like, KOTOR 1 or Neverwinter Nights were just, like, Captain Planet evil. And I didn't think that actually was functionally, you know, good. So you're saying I should do Overwatch right now? See you around, Braven. Are you switched to your new schedule yet, Braven? Hang on, I got a coupon here I gotta punch in. No, I have a coupon. How do I punch in a coupon? Oh, there it is. Enter code. Okay. Alright, we won't do Overwatch. What else we got as options? Heroes of the Storm we can do. I agree, Django. Completely. We'll do this. I once played a lawful evil character who was actively working with the good guys and actively trying to save the world. And at one point in time, the GM pulled me aside and said, "What are you doing? You're lawful evil." And I explained that I was very interested in obtaining more power so I could better benefit myself and make a better situation that I could control and rule. I was positioning myself so that many important key figures were very well invested in me and owed me so that I would have the political sway to basically pull some strings to get my own fiefdom later on. And, of course, I would have the personal power to be able to defend that fiefdom and kill them if necessary to simply take their land and situations. And I gave him my whole long-term plan of becoming a general and conquering and all that fun stuff. And he looks at me like, So, yeah, lawful evil, who is actively trying to help people and take care of things and be a quester and blah, blah, blah. If I could kill one and only person in the world right now, who would it be? He was pretty weirded out, Baronessa. Like, he legitimately was like, you thought that out way too much, dude. And I'm like, dude, what? Lawful evil? And he's like, yeah, like a bad guy. Then I started explaining my perspective on lawful evil, and I actually name-dropped Palpatine as a perspective of that. Let's see. Gotta have jalapenos. That's just mandatory on pizza, am I right? Actually, what do you think? Should I do jalapenos or banana peppers? I haven't done banana peppers in a long time. What do you guys think? Yeah, exactly, Golvag. That's one thing that I've always found too many villains don't understand in fiction. I mean, if you're going to... Let me put it to you in a weird personal perspective. If you're going to conquer a house, don't you want it to be a nice house? Like, if you're going to conquer a country or a world or whatever, don't you want it to be a nice place that you conquer? Don't you want it to be prosperous and have good things and be a place you can enjoy, and instead of just wrecking it and ruining it and oppressing, abusing the people? That never makes sense to me. You know what? We'll do both. Why not? We'll be crazy and do both. And pineapple. No, I'm kidding. Okay, and... Because you're evil, Zeiss? Are you actually admitting it now? Alright, let's see how much this is going to set me back. Because I got this coupon for, like, free pizza. Oh, wow, yeah, that brings it down quite a bit. Woo! Yeah, the Skeletor thing. I have actually always assumed neutral evil. See, I have my own definitions for the alignments, and of course many people disagree with me on them. The way I always define neutral evil is selfish. Not, you know, mustache twirling, not solely focused on others, but solely focused on the self, to the point where the only thing you care about is yourself. Now, that doesn't mean stupid. You know, if helping someone else will help you, then that is something you will still do. Shut up, Dominus. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, I wanted to show off something in this too, didn't I? How do I play Chaotic Evil effect properly? My definition of Chaotic Evil has always been violently evil, as opposed to unpredictably evil. I know that's kind of the opposite definition, but in my opinion, most people cannot successfully play unpredictably evil. The idea is that you want to cause ill to others, and you are willing to cause ill to yourself to do it. It is, in my opinion, the furthest step of evil, if we were to actually rank these from one to the other. Chaotic Evil would be the worst of the 9. Hence, playing that would be playing someone who will go out of their way to make their situation worse because they either don't have the intelligence, they don't have the long-term insight, or, and this is actually most likely, they just don't care. They don't give a damn about the long-term consequences. The Heath Ledger's impression of the Joker would be a great example of chaotic evil, in my opinion. Now, he was actually very intelligent and still had plans and still thought things out. And I know some people very much disagree with me on this, but I think that is the best example of that, because ultimately the consequences of his actions didn't matter to him at all. He didn't care if he died. In more than one case, he actively pretty much put himself in harm's way, saying, "Bring it." And he actively was trying to cause harm to others as his primary motivation. Chaotic evil. Hi. You guys always startle me with that. What is that? Myron's pizza donation. Thank you, Myron. And ironically, that does cover the pizza with 12 cents to spare. It was $9.80. Yeah, $9.88 was how much that cost. So thank you, Myron, very much for that. I also would admit that I would be okay with someone who is psychopathic or psychotic would also be technically qualify as chaotic evil. Basically fearsome, yeah. Although, again, chaotic evil does not necessarily mean you don't have plans, you don't have goals, you don't have ambitions. Again, Heath Ledger's the Joker. He had plans, goals, and ambitions. It's just that if he died, it wouldn't be a big deal to him. Make sense? So lawful evil. Let's define lawful evil. Palpatine. No, okay, seriously though. Lawful evil is someone who... Okay, these are just my definitions. I know there's so many disagreements about the alignments. It's one of the reasons I don't actually bring this up usually. Lawful evil for me is someone who, again, self-interested, like a neutral evil person, but someone who is self-motivated, ambitious, and long-term thinking enough to really go into... A neutral evil person will case a store, sneak their way in, and steal, a cupcake that they want or whatever. A lawful evil person will plan a strategy to try and get enough money through, evil acts, through stealing or hurting or just mugging or whatever, in order to try and purchase the bakery to have a long-term supply of these cupcakes that they like. I know that's a very weird analogy, but you see where it goes with that, right? For me, the thing that defines a lawful evil is someone who is willing to move through the system rather than in opposition to it or regardless of it, and try to ensure that the system benefits them in whatever it is that they want. Lawful evil is also someone who generally wants to be on top of the heap. They want the long-term rewards of control, power, prestige, reverence, all that fun stuff. Again, Palpatine is my go-to for lawful evil. That is the EU Palpatine, not the AU Palpatine, just to make that clear. The AU Palpatine... I wouldn't actually define Thrawn as lawful evil personally. But again, that's this whole point of why I don't do these anymore, is because definitions of alignments vary, even between people who are reasonable and thinking about the matter. So a couple of people asked me with chaotic good. So I just said that it is my opinion that the farthest end of down, of bad, on the 9 scale is chaotic evil. It is my opinion that the farthest up and good of the scale is chaotic good. Chaotic good for me is someone whose primary goal is doing good rather than anything else, actually. It's their prime motivation. It's the primary thing they care about. It's the primary thing they want. So it's not like they are inherently inclined towards bypassing the system or refusing to work with others or anything like that. But if it came between, we need to properly process this person through a legal system, and the chaotic good character says, well, I know this person's evil, and therefore I am willing to do something about it, then they would do something about it. Make sense? Yeah, doing good no matter the cost. In many ways, you could consider chaotic good a form of... well, that actually doesn't work that way. Zaydenra Shepard, my Shepard, is chaotic good. She is leaning towards Paragon, but also renegade. In other words, And that's kind of the point. She's not willing, she's not, I'm going to do anything that is necessary, but she's also not, I'm always going to work together with people. She is chaotic. She only does whatever is required in the moment to do good. Chaotic good. Neutral good, I've always defined as someone who is more interested, you know what, actually, yeah. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. No, to me, that's a little more lawful good. Lawful good for me is someone who, similar to lawful evil, kind of thinks in the long-term mathematics of it. In other words, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. A lawful good person would probably go ahead and kill one person to save 1,000 people, right? And hence the idea of trying to, you know, work through the system if it will work in their benefit, that kind of thing. In other words, I don't define lawful good as someone who always goes by the rules. I define it as someone who is willing to think in the long term and the long investment of, okay, mathematically speaking, this versus this. Makes sense. True neutral. I define true neutral as ambivalent. Someone who doesn't care. They don't care all that much about any given thing all that much. There are things that they like, but then they go away. And there are things that they don't like, but then those go away. They are someone who isn't really that invested in anything in any direction. My definition of true neutral. I suppose I would defend Golvag, but yeah, neutral evil probably defines that. Neutral good? No, I didn't. Nobody asked me about neutral good. Neutral good is a little trickier because neutral good is someone who, in my opinion, is a little more idealistic. So a chaotic good. Hang on, Zeiss. I saw your question earlier. I just didn't process it. Chaotic good is easy to define for me. You know, good. Whatever is necessary to do good. Lawful good is easy for me to define. Long-term good, you know, best net good for the universe, right? I'd be chaotic good. I don't even have to think about that. The neutral good is more about the idealism of what good should be. In other words, a neutral good person might kill one person to save 1,000, but they don't want to. And they would try to, in their damnedest, to do anything to not do that. Whereas a lawful good would say, you know, if this is the only thing available, this is acceptable because this is for the greater good of, you know, the 1,000 people whose lives are saved. By the same token, a neutral good person would not automatically bypass the rules, if necessary, because those rules exist for a reason and they have their own purpose. Hence, a neutral good person is someone who aspires to the ideal of good without much else actually attached to it at all. So they are not inclined in any direction. Did someone else ask? Oh, Zeiss. So, opinion on the alignment of my players. Again, I don't like using alignments. Just want to get that boilerplate there. Let's see. So we've got Zerial. Zerial is clearly lawful neutral in every way. She's like the definition of lawful neutral. Although, actually, I have a better definition of lawful neutral. Odo. Deep Space Nine. He is like the definition of lawful neutral. I don't know, Toby. I don't know that much about Abraham Lincoln, the person. I only know about him, the president. And those are two different things. So, yeah, Zerial would be lawful neutral. Guido is very lawful evil. Snarg is... I would say Snarg is chaotic neutral, I'd say. Zeiss is lawful evil. Coulson is... Coulson's tough. I would say Coulson is lawful neutral, I'd say. It took me a moment to think on that one. Rory is chaotic neutral. That's easy. Javan is neutral good. And Hagaide is chaotic neutral, I'd say. Define lawful neutral. Odo. It's such an easy definition. Lawful neutral is someone who is not particularly concerned with ethics. They're more concerned with the methodology of ethics. Formosan and Dragoon haven't been on Spirit, so I don't know what to tell you on that one. Lawful neutral is someone who's more interested in the process, in the methodology by which things happen, and to make sure that methodology is orderly, to make sure that it is something that is properly done. Thrawn would be lawful neutral. Lawful neutral people tend to lean towards good, in my experience, because overall good tends to be more orderly. It's not always true, but it is the general leaning of that. Another example of a lawful neutral person would be Boba Fett, at least as he was initially presented in the EU. That kind of changed over time, but during the three Star Wars things, that would be Boba Fett. What was the other one you wanted? Neutral evil. I already did neutral evil. At least I think I did. Yeah, I already did neutral evil. Chaotic neutral. I will agree that I have heard more arguments about chaotic neutral than any other alignment. Seriously. The most common definition I hear for chaotic neutral is insane. In fact, actually, I wonder if I look up the official definition. Give me just a moment. The old Sith? Yes, I would, Pyro. Give me a second. Where's the actual... Here it is. So this is the official definition of chaotic neutral. A chaotic neutral character follows their whims. They are an individualist first and last. They value their own liberty but don't strive to protect others. They avoid authority, resent restrictions, and challenge traditions. They do not intentionally disrupt organizations. To do so, they would have to either be motivated by good or evil. A chaotic neutral character is unpredictable, but their behavior is not totally random. They are not as likely to jump off a bridge as to cross it. That is the official definition of chaotic neutral, referred to as the free spirit. So I don't usually go towards insane for chaotic neutral. My general definition of chaotic neutral is actually pretty much exactly what that goes toward. The idea of someone who doesn't care enough to actually be invested in, a particular method of doing things. They don't lean towards, I must always be organized. They don't lean towards, I must always be free. They don't lean towards, I must, I must help people. They don't lean towards, I must hurt people. The only thing they're interested in is themselves, but not to the exclusion or harm of others. In other words, in my definition, a chaotic neutral is basically one step away from neutral evil. It's just the difference is a neutral evil will actively go out of their way to hurt others in order to help themselves, whereas a chaotic neutral will not. True neutral, I already did that. What alignment do I prefer to play? Lawful evil. Or chaotic good. Actually, statistically speaking, if I was to look at the percent of characters I've played across my career, the horrendous majority of them would be chaotic good. I could actually name every lawful evil character I've played, and rather by name I mean list. There's the gentleman in that campaign, there's the gentleman in that campaign, there's the guy I referenced earlier, there's my mech warrior character. I think that's it, these four. What alignment is Dunatos? Classified. No, you didn't miss any hots. We kind of devolved into an alignment discussion. What alignment is Han Solo? That's actually a tougher one than it should be. At what point in his life? Because it changes. Lawful Imperial. In all sincerity, Dunatos is actually a weird mix between lawful good and chaotic good, in my opinion. I actually kind of already touched on that, Fearsome. The original point of alignments was to help people to roleplay, to get used to the idea of playing a character that was not themselves. So they made guidelines, which is what the alignments are. See you around, DeNoble. Okay, in A New Hope, that's actually a tough one. I would probably call him neutral good in A New Hope. And ironically, I feel like he leans more towards chaotic good in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I'm maybe like kind of waiting for pizza to show up.
Welcome! Boys, make some room by the hearth, won't ya?
That's an old rule. Fearsome. Whoops, this is the wrong page. This is the one I wanted. That's meta, Django. I was asked in lore, not out. Oh, Direwolf. Any day of the week. Well, Tigzar, I think most people do that normally in real life as well as in fiction without even meaning to. So, yeah. Alright, what do we got this week? All-Star Squad. Spiders and Portals have had their chance. Now you choose. Pick one card for your deck, and you'll get 22 copies of it, plus a random class card. Oh my god. Okay. So I get to pick one card. Which class should I pick? Anybody who picks Warrior's vote is invalid. Anakin Skywalker in the prequel trilogy. I would say he's chaotic good. And as Vader, that's actually tough, but I'd say, based on the EU books alone, I would say Vader leans towards lawful evil. Lawful neutral, lawful evil is like in between the two. I don't know what to say to that, Tigzar. I mean, I don't like enforcing rules upon role-playing in general. Paladin, Mage, Shaman, Warlock, Shaman. Nope, that's another Shaman. Yes, Django, EU. I didn't think I'd do Toby. I think the original Gul'dan was chaotic evil. I think alternate Gul'dan is neutral evil, or evil neutral, however that goes. Got it. I'm going to be Garrosh. Yeah, no. We'll do Shaman. Alright, what's the one card that I'm going to get 22 of? Illidan is definitely neutral evil leaning towards good. The people who have the ability to be metahuman, Jay? I don't think I actually have a term for them. I mean, they're people who utilize the fifth dimension. And there's several different terms for them depending on the specific setting within the Imperium. Vitality Totem? Murloc Tidecrawler? Crackle? Do I have those cards? I have Hex. Oh, that'd be a great idea. Ooh! Oh! I should do this guy. Just toss out totems nonstop. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let's do... Oh, that's terrible. Arthas? Easily lawful good. He was more than willing to do horrible things to do what he felt was a greater good. He was also very self-interested, though. Not quite as much as Illidan, though. What's the Mech Warper? Whoops. Mech Warper. Do I have such a thing? Ah, there it is. Your mechs cost 1 less. Sure. Let's do it. Who is the Imperium's nemesis? I don't actually understand that question. Do you mind defining it? Sargeras is confused. By the way, I also think there's more than 9 things. There's also, you know, for example, stupid evil, like Malik.
Morgul versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
That's an interesting thing. Not really, no, Tesla. There's no main antagonist of the Imperium. Not really. There are several antagonists.
Bring out your dead.
Oh god. That's an interesting one to use for this.
Hurry up! Portals online!
Oh, Revan's a hard one because there's so many definitions of Revan, so break that one down for me. Oh, so you mean who challenges the Empire, not the Imperium. Okay, that's a little different.
Hurry up! Portals online!
Decay, actually, Deutsch.
Shall we put a kink in their plans?
Hurry up! Hurry up! Portals online!
Job's done.
I was going to say, Revan technically counts for all of the above. Eh.
Knowledge is power, and I know a lot.
Is it Darkrai? I thought I changed that. Oh, I didn't, because we got into... Right. We actually got into the alignment discussion. I actually literally had the thing to still change it there. It's switched to Hearthstone.
Hurry up! Portals online! Engage! 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 Engage!
Engage. How screwed would the Imperium be? At this point in history, pretty bad. I mean, things would go pretty badly for them. There are individuals who could stop that, but maybe. Maybe not. I think he's gonna win this. He has that morph blob thing, which is crazy.
Hurry up! Portals online! Engage! Engage! Engage!
Which Emperor, Tesla? My Emperor?
Not prepared!
The people. There actually are no midichlorians in the Imperium Star Wars. And, yeah, the end, really.
Hurry up! Portals online! Engage!
My Emperor. That's... depends on what kind of evil he went. Like, if he just was like, oh, I'm gonna kill everyone, then he'd be stopped inside of a few minutes. The Emperor's not that strong, personally, remember. If he decided to try and subvert the Empire from within, that would be much worse. He's not actually in charge of the Empire, as I've mentioned many times, but he manages it. He is the head bureaucrat, if you will. So he would be in a good position to arrange a lot of things to get a lot worse. Well, I lost, because he can kill me next round, I think. Oh, come on! Now I get that? Well, whatever. I concede. Rogue Planet has been basically discontinued, and I have no plans to recontinue it. So.
We've animated the silverware, rehearsed the opera, and prepared the menagerie. Tonight will be a night to remember. Rose, why is there a demon in the ballroom?
I told you, I play Artifact, someone. Favorite DS9 character? Oh, that's tough. I'm torn between Gul Dukat, Cisco, and Garrick. I think those three are basically tied. Medivas? Really? Rescuing lost guests.
Medivh versus Prince Malchezaar!
There's my invite.
You again.
I've never seen these. Summon a random legendary minion. Okay. Favorite Farscape character that is not Scorpius. Crichton. I mean, really.
You did not invite me. I am a prince of the Eridar.
After last time, we're still fixing the hole in the roof.
Why is Medivh so young? The big difference between DS9 and everything else Star Trek. Absence of Rick Berman. Oh, they changed that set fast. More pages! Whoops. Didn't mean to break that. So yeah, let's summon a random legendary. Really? Bolf Ramshield? Okay.
All dimensions, all realities are open to me.
Except this party.
Why do you call?
Ow. Well, I need some armor really quick. So let's get 10 armor here. Go. Well, I guess I have to do this.
Morose, check on the chess set. The real guests will be arriving soon.
Wow, his Legion power is to summon a 6/6. That's kind of crazy.
sir. The Medivhas are set up. Barnes is rehearsing with them now.
Excellent, Morose. Thank you.
Done. Have you looked outside, sir? There are raid bosses scrambling for an invitation.
Who dares summon me?
I wanna be just like Medivh.
But yeah, sure, whatever. Shoot, I did that wrong. Ah! I really did do that wrong. Oh, whatever. Whatever.
Balloons! Morose, we forgot the balloons!
Oh god, the balloons!
Sir, balloons terrify Murlocs. Remember last week?
Alright. Okay.
I wanna be just like Medivh. Another test!
You invited Jaraxxus? The weakling?
Have you heard his karaoke? He's amazing!
That's true!
And he didn't torch the library.
You faced Jaraxxus! For those of you who haven't heard it. What, the mountain, Dr. Nimbus? It's only doing 4? Well, it's enough to get rid of that, but not enough to get rid of that.
You have been measured and found wanting.
Another test! Another test!
Yes, Dakota. Oh, I haven't played any of it, Dr. Nimbus. So, I have no idea.
From the void I come.
I now have many secrets. Ice block, ice barrier, duplicate, spellbender, counterspell. Ah, damn! I could have used that earlier. Searon's one. I'm actually kind of screwed here, aren't I? Whatever. Oh wait, that's a good point. Yeah, I am actually pretty screwed here. See you around, Tesla. You know what? Ah, fine.
Job's done.
Ah, crap. Yeah, I even did a rumination of it, Dr. Nimbus. I am Mal'Ganis! I am eternal! I am a sheep. Yeah.
Job's done.
Finally, thought I'd never get that. Again. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this, by the way. Pretty sure. Oh, he has Gorehowl, that bastard. Okay. I can't believe I did that wrong. I am so stupid. Whatever.
Let's show our guests this time.
So delicious.
Hey, Star Wars gamer. Oh, damn it, really? Okay, that's not too bad. Let's do Arcane Power first this time. Not being the idiot. 7, 8, 19.
Taste
This actually sucks. Like, a lot, actually.
You rang.
My favorite Kirby game? That's a tough one. Ones that come to mind immediately is the SNES one, which also had a DS remake. Ah, he got me. No. Ah, well. I'm gonna pop off here, do some lunch stuff, and I'll be back, guys. Don't worry, next we're doing Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm out, and StarCraft. So I hope you guys will join me. Peace!